Hello everyone, welcome to Jabberwock Tavern. I'm your host today, Blake Ninja. Today we are going to continue playing Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. So last time let me recap a bit. Last time we are in chapter 2, sorry, not chapter but episode. We are already in episode 2 and yeah, we are going to trial already. A murder happened in the Magic Academy and someone become a suspect. Someone become a suspect and we had to defend them in the trial. Okay, let's continue that. Alright, it's time for the trial. Just take a deep breath and relax. Hi Tyrion. Celeste. Don't sneak up on me like that. Why are you so nervous? It's not as if this is your first time defending someone. I can't help it. There is something about this building that just fills me with anxiety. It's too bad Ruby couldn't make it. I'd say that you should calm down for a while's sake, but there are many people here, and they are all staring at me. Their eyes are prying into me like a pack of flesh-eating maggots. Gross. Don't worry, Wallace. Our investigation revealed a lot of weaknesses in the prosecution's case. We have a strong case for your acquittal. Okay. See, you can be confident when you want to be. It's strange, something is calming about Wallace's anxiety. It's like he just absorbs the tension out of you and into himself. Okay, the trial is start. Court is now in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Stillwind, could you please list the charges? The defendant is a student at Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. Mr. Nightgrave is charged with first-degree murder, negligent misuse of the arcane arts, and illegal practice of advanced necromancy. Necromancy? Do you mean to tell me that the defendant is a necromancer? I can't believe it, a necromancer? In this day and age? How could the kingdom let this happen? Your Honor, I would like to remind the court that should view my client objectively. I'm sorry for that. Of course, but one can easily see it from the list of charges. Necromancy plays a large role in the charges. Indeed, the crime occurred within the academy this morning. Oh wait, it's occurred this morning? It's not a day... Yeah, it's not a day past yet? That's quite fast. The victim is Catherine Bellwether, a professor at the school. Did she really say morning? Let me check. Yeah, it's a morning and suddenly we are in trial just in a day. Although there were no witnesses, traces of necromancy were detected on the body. Furthermore, the autopsy report shows that the body has no physical wounds. I see. Necromancy is the only type of magic that can harm an individual without physically wounding them. Additionally, the alchemist report shows no signs of poison or disease. Therefore, one can only conclude that a necromancer had committed the crime. As many of you know, necromancy is held under high scrutiny by the Crown. Aside from the defendant, no other students were permitted to learn advanced necrotic magic. As such, the defendant was the only mage in that building capable of committing the murder. I see, this is certainly compelling evidence. To properly present our case, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orim White to the stand. Commander White, please testify to the court about the Inquisition's findings. Yeah. Okay, let's see what Orim has to say. It started when the City Watch got a call from the Imperial Academy. Someone was attacked and the whole building was put into lockdown. We set up a perimeter around the area and waited for the lockdown system to deactivate. When we finally got into the building, the prosecutor personally inspected the body and detected traces of necromancy on it. There were no cuts or bruises on the body either. The entire body was clean. With those two pieces of evidence, we concluded that it could only be the necromancer kid that did it. Okay, let me pause here. So, Wallace got suspected because he is the only one that is allowed to practice advanced necromancy, right? But maybe there is someone else that's already managed to learn the necromancy. I mean, yeah, maybe someone already did, and they completed their learning, and yeah, they just didn't practice it. Maybe some other, what would you call it, some other lecturer or something. Yeah, maybe they didn't learn it, I mean, because they already completed it or something. Yeah, it is a bit, yeah, the case, sorry, not the case, but the evidence is a bit, a bit off. Again, let's continue with the game. The Inquisition's testimony is just as you expected. You've already found and identified the holes in Stillwind case. All you have to do is find that hole in the commander's testimony. Okay, what is the hole? I mean, I didn't know. Let's see. Someone was attacked. The whole building. We set up a perimeter. And detected traces of necromancy on it. There were no cut or bruises on the body. Okay, with those two pieces of evidence. Let's press here. And the prosecution believes that my clients used necrotic blight. Yep, it's the only way the crime scene makes any sense. Necrotic blight? I'm afraid I've never heard of this spell before. Necrotic blight is a spell that drains the life force from its target. When used on a living human, it makes their bodily functions ceases, instantly killing them. I see. What a horrible spell. That child should have never been allowed to learn something like that. What were they thinking? Having that spell is not doing Wallace any favors. We already investigated the crime scene, so we know that the Inquisition's theory contradicts one of the clues that we found. Alright, I just need to present that clue to the court. I don't know what kind of clue that we have. Let's see. We have map, testimony. The lockdown. It creates magical barrier. This barrier can be breached. They also block mages from teleporting through them. Is he planning to fire? Not this one. We still don't know what why there is blood. Oh yeah, so the skill is which one? This one. Where is the blight again? This one. Pulls all the life energy from the target. Okay, so it said that no cut or bruises on the body either. The entire body was clean, but there is this blood or something. Objection! Okay, we got that one. I mean, I didn't even remember what do we have from previous cases. I was like dozing off, right? If you recall the stream, I was like mumbling or something. So yeah, that's good that we still can do some objection. That's nice. Yeah, let's back to the game. Commander White, it appears that you have neglected to mention one key detail of the crime scene. Yeah, and what's that? During your testimony, you said that the entire body was clean. I will admit that there weren't any wounds on the body. However, the body was certainly not clean. At the scene of the crime, there was a large pool of blood located where the body was. This blood came from the victim's body, and it was definitely not clean like the commander testified. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I fail to see the significance of this. I'd like to remind the court of the prosecution case against my client. They are accusing him of murdering the victim using necrotic blight, a spell which would not have physically wounded the victim. So why was there any blood at all? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The facts still stands. There were no wounds on the body, nor were there any reports of poison or disease on the autopsy. There are clearly magical elements in this case. But Catherine Bellwether was bleeding profusely at some point. How else would there be a blood vein on the body? Do you have an explanation for that, Miss Stillwyn? No, I will admit that the prosecution doesn't have an explanation for that. And while I do find the circumstance questionable, all other evidence clearly points to the defendant. Which spell would leave a trace of necromancy? And if the victim wasn't killed with necromancy, why was there a trace of it in the body? I'm glad you asked. I'd like to present a spell that could have left a trace of necromancy on the body. Okay, so this is a theory. Someone wanted Bellwether and kill her through the wound, and after that they heal her using some necromancy spell, because necromancy spell can also used to heal people. So yeah, let's see if that is correct. Not revive, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one. Man wounds? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a healing spell? That is correct, Your Honor. Spells from the School of Necromancy can control the forces of death and life. Man wounds, in fact. Man wound is, in fact, a necromancy spell. Really now? I wasn't aware of this. Now, I'd like the court to consider the following. What would happen if Bellwether was wounded, and someone attempted to heal her using man wounds? All of her wounds would disappear from her body. I see.
Objection!
Oh, there is an objection from Stillwyn. Do you honestly think I am that incompetent, Mr. Cuthbert? Frankly, I am a little insulted. What? The Inquisition is well aware of what happens when a mage attempts to save a victim using man wounds. The healers that arrived at the scene already confirmed that the victim was long dead. None of them attempted to heal her. Well, what if someone tried to heal her and didn't report it? Please, none of the healers would have anything to gain by doing so. In fact, as a necromancer, the defendant could have easily carried the described scenario. He could have cast man wounds to the victim after murdering her to confound the investigation. Yeah, but that means someone else could be the culprit too. He should not be the only suspect there. Yeah. At the end of the day, the burden of the proof is on you. But if you could just find out who healed the body, the case is yours. And whoever this healer is, Valentina, definitely knows her. Oh yeah, remind me why Valentina is involved again. I didn't remember that. I mean, we know that Valentina got healed somehow, right? But yeah, there may have been two people that witnessed someone cast magic on the body. Oh, okay. It's the janitor, maybe. Valentina and Valerie Jans, the sister who discovered the body. Yeah, maybe Jan killed the Bellwether, maybe. This is nonsense. We have already questioned those two witnesses extensively. If they had witnessed something like that, it would have come up in their testimony. If that's true, then you have nothing to lose by hearing their testimonies. Very well, if you are so confident, let's hear the witness testimony. It seems the prosecution has no objection. However, if this line of questioning leads nowhere, I will see no reason to further prolong this trial. Do you understand, Mr. Cuthbert? Of course, Your Honor. Okay, now Valentina is on the stand and she is, shocked or something. Oh crap, it's that guy from before. Is he the necromancer's lawyer? She just got on the stand and she's already stressed out. This could work in your favor. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name? Witness, there is no need to be so nervous. We merely want to hear about what you saw on the day of the murder. Excuse me. Right, it's just that guy over there, him. You mean Mr. Cuthbert? Did this man harass you, witness? Wait a minute. Yeah. He super harassed me. Oh, shameful. I would expect a member of our justice system to behave more professionally. Snicker. Oh, shut up. Anyway, please state your name and occupation to the court, Miss Janus. I forgot, what did we do that warrant her? Yeah, warrant us this treatment from her. I mean, I think we only cast a spell, right? Or there is something else I forgot. Just calm down, he can't prove anything. My name is Valentina Janus. I am a member of the kitchen staff at Wavengard Imperial Academy. Alright, you remember that I tried to find a way to distinguish her and her sister, right? Yeah, maybe this hair, we can see that her hair is, is going to the right side from our view, so maybe that could help us identify her and her sister. Yeah, let's see. How about the sleeve? Yeah, the sleeve, her sleeve is only up to the arm or something, I guess. Yeah, let's see. Let's see later when her sister had to testify. As I recall, you were one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Apparently, the defense finds your involvement suspect. Rest assured, Miss Janus, in this courtroom, you will be protected from Mr. Cuthbert's harassment. What did we do? I really forgot. Now please testify to the court on what happened that day. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I was walking with my sister in the West Wing when we noticed something in a nearby classroom. We looked over to see what it was. That's when we saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. My sister tried her best to help her, but the professor had already lost a lot of blood. While my sister did that, I used an emergency communication device to call for help. But it was too late. By the time her bleeding stopped, she would already lost too much blood. Okay, that's a clue. If your theory is true, that means she just lied at her testimony. Yeah. She definitely holding something back. She definitely saw more than she's letting on. You just need to prove that somehow. Yeah, and let's begin with the cross-examination. Can we just present? Yeah, can we just present or not? Objection! Okay, looks like we cannot. Let's press there, I guess. Oh, my bad. Sorry, let me check. This one, yeah, Valentina saw someone use man wounds on Bellwether. She tried to help her, Miss Janus. How exactly did your sister try to help Yeah, Miss Bellwether. I slipped up. What? My sister used first aid to try to stop the bleeding. I see. Could you please add that detail to your testimony? Yeah, sure. Okay, this is the one. There is no wounds, right? Yeah. No sign of cuts.
Objection!
Witness, what is the meaning of this? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Maybe I can elaborate, Miss Janus. You weren't present in the gallery earlier, were you? No, I was waiting in the lobby. Lady Stillwin told me to wait there. Well, I suppose I should consider myself lucky. You see, Miss Janus, one key element of the case is that the body didn't have any wounds on it. Yeah, so? So please explain to the court, Miss Janus, how did Valerie apply first aid when there shouldn't be any wounds on the body? What? No, I screwed up. But I saw that wound on her. What happened? There is clearly something amiss here, but I'm afraid I don't really understand the implication of this. Are you accusing the witness of committing perjury, Mr. Cuthbert? When someone lies, they stay as close to the truth as possible while changing minute details. In her thoughts, Valentina said that she was sure that she saw a wound on Bellwether, and she also mentioned that Valerie was the one that tried to save the professor. If she didn't try to save Bellwether with first aid, she could have used magic instead. Her sister could be the mage that you are looking for. Okay, maybe it's her sister? The witness was lying, Your Honor, but not about everything. Valerie Janus did try to save the victim's life by addressing her wounds. But she didn't use first aid, she used magic. No, he found us out.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but your theory is completely flawed. How so, Miss Stillwin? Well, it's quite simple. We've already verified that neither of the sisters are mages. What? Wait, how can you be so sure? During the investigation, we had brought the Janus sisters attuned to a spell compendium. It's standard procedure for the Inquisition when interviewing witnesses. Then that means that is correct. Neither of the Janus sisters could attune to a compendium. Ha, that's right, the Inquisition checked us both. Neither of us are mages. Damn it, you were wrong about Valerie being a mage then. No, that can't be right. Yeah, that can't be right. You found us out, that means you were right on the track. Valerie has to be the mage you are looking for. Celeste, is it possible for a mage to hold a compendium and avoid attuning to it? No, it just needs to be on their person. When I was arrested, the Inquisition also made me attune to one of their spell compendiums. They were really careful to make sure that I did the attunement correctly. There is no way a mage could avoid attuning the compendium with them watching me. Right, Commander White may be negligent sometimes, but even he isn't that careless. Well, maybe her sister suits with her. They are twins. Now if you're done, I do believe that you have exhausted all your options. Wait, I'm still not done cross-examining this witness. What could you possibly hope to glean from her testimony? Valentina should be stressed enough to see more of her thoughts, but you can exactly say that you are planning to read her mind. That there is one key element of her testimony that the court is overlooking. I have a right, as an attorney, to complete my cross-examination. Your Honor, the defense, how long does he plan to keep me up here? Looks like we are hated by Valentina already. Like I said, my sister and I saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. We rushed over to her. I'm sorry, I forgot to read the yellow text. I can't go back on that now, I just need to play them. Now that you mention it, I don't know if I saw any wounds on her, but I definitely saw blood. My sister tried to save her, but she didn't use any magic. Okay, this one is the one that we need to press or present. Yeah, present something for her. Oh, Valerie, you are too kind-hearted for your own good. Neither of us are mages, both of us held that book the knights gave us. I was caught off guard when they asked us. They almost found us out. The commander was watching us the whole time. He can confirm it. It's a good thing that we're twins, yeah, or else that trick wouldn't have worked. Valerie is the mate we are looking for, I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure why they felt the need to lie to the Inquisition. And more importantly, how did they trick the Inquisition? Easy, just switch. Yeah, which one? This one. Interpret? What is this?
Objection!
Your Honor, the witness testimony contradicts what you truly think. Yeah, what is this interpret again? I forgot. Maybe this one. We ask for interpretation. Miss Janos, your thoughts betray you. What? You found the thought. They must have done something, but what? Yeah, what? Orim was the one who collected their statements. From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing suspicious. Quirks? He told me that they were running and spinning around him during the questioning. Oh yeah, they switched during that. This means that their so-called trick wouldn't have worked if they weren't. Orim. Sorry, not Orim. Valentina. Switch places with Valerie. Of course they switch places, yeah, of course. Valentina attuned with the first compendium, then she pretended to be Valerie to attune to the second one. Commander White couldn't tell the difference between them. Miss Janos, there is something I want to confirm. During the investigation, both of you and Valerie attuned to a spell compendium, am I correct? Yeah, that night watched us do it. And how did he have you do this? Did you both attune to those compendiums at the same time? Or did you attune one after another? What? No way, does he know what you did? I fail to see how that makes any difference, Mr. Cuthbert. Yes, I agree. The spell compendiums would work regardless of what order they went in. You may not be aware of this, Your Honor, but Valentina and Valerie Janis are identical twins, which means that their physical appearance are nearly identical to each other. If Commander White didn't have them attune at the same time, that would stop the twins from switching place with each other. Okay, what would stop the twins from switching place with each other? Yeah. This is clearly nothing but baseless conjecture. Orim wouldn't fail at such a basic task. Really? Prosecutors still win? Do you find it hard to believe that Commander White would fail at a task like this? Wait a minute, this is crazy. We didn't trick the Inquisition. Neither of us are mates. Then prove it, Miss Janos. Bring in your sister and we'll have you attune two spell compendiums at the same time. No, wait. Order in the court. It's clear that we won't get anywhere unless we test the defense theory. Bailiff, escort Valerie Janos to the stand and bring two unattuned spell compendiums. Valerie Janos, they both had their hands on those compendiums for the last 10 minutes. There is no way they can fake it in front of this many people. Alright, it's the moment of truth. You can only hope that your theory is correct. No, did he seriously? What is it, Prosecutor Stillwin? What do you see? What I see is Commander White seeking new employment in the near future. It appears that the defense was correct. Valentina Janos isn't a mate, but Valerie Janos is. Okay, so yeah, can we have both of them side by side? I want to find a way to distinguish both of them. What's more, Valerie Janos' compendium contains man wound spell, which makes the defense theory entirely plausible. Please, just allow me to explain. We should allow you to explain what exactly. You are an unregistered mage, and you and your sister have made fools out of all of us with your perjury. How would you know what it's like, Lady Stillwin? What? Did you think we didn't notice your name? You are not like us, you don't have to hide. Whatever, this whole situation has gotten out of hand. I didn't think hiding it would cause so much trouble, and I won't let someone go to prison because of me, even if he is a necromancer. Please let me testify about what I saw. I'll tell you what really happened that day. Very well, but understand that there will be repercussions for your actions, witness. Yes, I know. This is very similar. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the foyer. Then I suddenly spot the professor lying in a pool of blood in a nearby classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so I cast man wounds on her to close her wounds. But it was too late. I closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. There was a hole in her stomach? Your Honor, as you can clearly see from the witness testimony, the trace of necromancy was left by the witness, not my client. What's more, it's clear that there was a physical wound on the body. I see. Well, his words trail off. He clearly doesn't want to pass a verdict when there is no clear culprit. But he has no choice. The case against Wallace is predicated on Bellwether being killed by necromancy. With Valerius' testimony, the prosecution doesn't have a shred of evidence implicating him. Very well, the court sees no reason to prolong this trial. With these new developments, the court has no choice but to find Wallace Nightgrave not.
Objection!
Okay, objection. Let's see what Stillwin has to say. I believe the court is ignoring one key detail of the witness testimony. And what would that be, Miss Stillwin? Let's re-examine the witness testimony. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so I cast main wounds on her to close her wounds. But it was too late. I closed the hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. The communication device that Valentina Janus used locks the time of day during each use. From this log we know that Valentina used this device at 3:04 p.m. This was an hour after the time of death. Where are you going with this? Mr. Cuthbert, there was a witness who saw victim before the body was found. Jan Hughes. How do you read this guy name? Jan Hughes. Jan Hughes. Yeah, I don't know. He, along with another witness, spotted Bellwether walking in the hallways before the body was found. I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase, and there were shards and dirt everywhere. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. Wait, it's 20 and 30 minutes before the body was found. Did you see the discrepancy, Mr. Cuthbert? Bellwether died more than an hour before the body was found. How did Jan see her half an hour after her death? Okay, there is another weird thing here for the timeline. So, so Valentina used this device at 3 p.m., right? That means it's already noon. How could this happen in the morning? So yeah, the entire, the entire timeline is off. This is a mess. I mean, you recall that I was pointing out at it, right? All of this happened just in a day. So yeah. I wonder, Mr. Cuthbert, how could one make a dead body move and walk around? You know, you can't mean there was more than one piece of evidence that pointed to a necromancer committing the crime. The defendant murdered the victim and used necromancy to animate her corpse. Undead created within Imperial Academy? How reprehensible! That's ridiculous. She had a hole in her stomach when the twins found her. Jan Hughes would have noticed that. Animated corpse stops the flow of blood, so she wouldn't have tracked blood anywhere. The defendant is also proficient with illusion magic. He could have easily used an illusion spell to hide the undead bellwether's wounds. But another party could have easily used illusion magic to disguise themselves as the victim. If that were true, how did they move the body to the classroom? Miss Stillwind, if your theory is true, it would mean that the murder occurred elsewhere. Would the Inquisition happen to nowhere? Regrettably, we don't know. Then the prosecution's case against my client is still faulty. You can convict my client without more evidence. I agree with Mr. Cuthbert. With this new development, the court see it fit to suspend the trial for time being. We'll give law enforcement time to investigate this announcement. Court proceeding for this case will resume tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Okay, we suspend the trial for the next day. Hey, are you feeling okay? The body is seen moving around an hour after death. It clearly wasn't Bellwether, or at the very least he wasn't alive when this happened. So what was it? Tyrion? There is illusion magic involved, there has to be. But which spell was it? Could it have been illusory disguise? Tyrion! Oh, what? You've been quiet since the trial ended. You are making me worried. Sorry, I was just thinking about what Stillwind said. You mean about her theory? It's a little creepy when you think about it. Do you really think someone turned the professor into an undead? I don't think so. The prosecution's case is hinged on one clear fact, that Wallace was the only high-level necromancer nearby. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. How could there's no other high-level necromancer? I mean, there could be no high-level necromancer, but have they proved that? So yeah, we have to assume that he's the only person capable of using that type of magic. But then, how was she walking around? I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. It's given that Wallace didn't touch the body, so we can discount the use of high-level necromancy. No matter what, someone used an illusion. But aren't there spells that can create freestanding illusion, not just disguise? Okay, one thing that we can check is on Wallace. Okay, my bad, not this one. On Wallace spell compendium, there is no spell that can make the dead walking around, or there is. Oh, yes, there is the animate corpse. Okay, that's yeah, that's a bad of me. So Wallace could be the culprit. Wait, didn't Ares say that she was studying illusion magic? She might be able to tell us if something like that is possible. Is that really a good idea? What do you mean? What if she is the one who created the illusion? But she is with us on the library. Celeste, are you scared of Ares? What? No, I saw it this morning too. Yeah, why is it morning? The case, the murder happened at the noon. Yeah, whatever. You always get really scared when she is around. Oh, I thought I was doing a better job of hiding it. Sorry, it's not based on anything real, but for years I've been working as mercenary. When you do that kind of work, you build up an instinct to sense danger. You kind of have to if you want to stay alive. Sorry, I never knew. Tyrion, I fought literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. But when I'm near Ares, none of those creatures come even close. I get this feeling. It's like I'm in front of a predator that I couldn't ever hope to beat. Every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she is close by. Really, but she doesn't seem that dangerous. I know, I think maybe I'm just anxious or something. I should know better than anyone not to judge people by their appearance. Sorry, forget I said anything. If you think we should talk to her, then we should do that. You're not one to discount Celeste's instinct. She's always been reliable, and if Ares is making her scared, that must mean something. But if Ares really is that dangerous, then that's all the more reason to talk to her. But aside from that, there was also something else that the prosecutor said. Mr. Cuthbert, there was a witness who saw the victim before the body was found, John Hughes. He, along with another witness. Oh, okay, there's 2 people. Okay. Yeah, that means there was another witness that saw Bellwether walking around. Okay, maybe this other person is the culprit. Let's see. I mean, yeah, all of the people that we met doesn't have that culprit aura on them, so yeah. Okay, let's save our progress here. I think we will end the stream when we complete the trial. I mean the case, maybe, but let's see. Tyrion, what are we doing here? It's the cemetery where Wallace always go, I believe. I am not sure. For some reason you felt drawn to this place. Wait, is that Aris? Celeste points further into the cemetery. There you see Aris standing in front of a gravestone. She is placing flowers on it and appears to be chanting a sort of a prayer. A short prayer, sorry. Well, we found her. We should probably talk to her later. It would be rude to disturb her now. As you are about to leave, Aris suddenly turns to face you. She is far away, but you can see her beckoning you over. Oh, hello there. Were you two looking for me? Sorry, we were looking for you, but we understand if you'd rather talk later. No, I was just finishing up here. Did you have something you wanted to talk to me about? Well, we wanted to ask you some question about the case. Oh. Okay, let's examine. Maybe there is something we can check. It's a gravestone for an individual that you don't know about. It's better to leave it undisturbed. The gravestone that Aris was at earlier. Name on the stone say Emily Grant, and her lifetime appears to be awfully short. She must have only been 12 years old when she died. Okay, so there are only one thing that I can check here. Let's do the technique.
Prepare your Arcanum!
Maybe someone caused a necromancy, but no, I was expecting some weird thing like that, but no, it doesn't. They didn't put it here. Let's talk to Aris. That was my first time watching a court trial. You are truly remarkable. Thank you. Were you in the gallery? I've always enjoyed watching physical battles in the theater, but I see now Battle of Wits can be just as entertaining to watch. Entertaining? Yeah, I know what you mean. You see the odds are stacked against him. Then he suddenly pulls out this crazy deduction and steers the trial in his favor. Actually, to be honest, Cuthbert hasn't made any crazy stunts. Yeah, all of his theory is still, it's still based on logic. It's not something like out of place, like whatever the hell Phoenix done on her trial. Yeah, I keep shocked when playing as attorney about what Phoenix is. What would you call it? Phoenix is hypothesized. It's really out of my league, for real, really. But yeah. Okay, let me talk a bit about as attorney. I actually played every of them up to Dual Destinies, but I haven't played. The one after Dual Destinies. That is because I played it on my iPhone, and my iPhone broke, so I haven't had time to. Yeah, I changed into Android. I'm not sure if they sold it on the Google store, but yeah, I haven't played many games on my Android phone. So yeah, maybe I will buy that the one that after Dual Destinies 2 and see if the game is still good. I mean, I like Dual Destiny. It was one of the best of the series, I believe. I like Apollo Justice and Dual Destiny out of all of the game. The one that after Dual Destinies that is set on the past, I haven't played. I was waiting for the price to drop, but yeah, there is a summer sale is going on now, and I haven't checked. If they drop the price maybe like 50%, maybe I will play it. But let's see. Okay, let's go back to the game. But yeah, that's what I want to say. We haven't pulled any crazy stunt yet in the game. I mean, Cuthbert, it's still normal, whatever the hell he is doing. But I'm sure it's far more entertaining to be the one making the deduction. I'm not really sure what you mean. I practice law so that I can help those persecuted by the justice system. I don't really do it to entertain myself. But is that really true? Don't you find the experience? Whoa. That face, scary face from Alice, and then we got the glitch. Yeah, don't you find the experience even the least bit entertaining, Tyrion? I wouldn't really put it that. Okay, now I understand. We can see the real face of the person that is talking. Or maybe we see a distorted version of them. That's what the glitches are. Interesting. This is interesting. I like this. I mean, I like when we can channel the power correctly. I will be waiting for it. Yeah, I'm looking forward. You are far too modest. You save people from the clutches of death. Dear clients, you might as well be a knight in shining armor. Oh, hold on a second. I want to check if the game has, what would you call it? Steam achievement, yeah. So bear with me for a second. Oh, I cannot. Yeah, I cannot see it. I mean, yeah, I cannot open the Steam page. I mean, it opens the. Okay, now I can open it. Okay, let me check the store page. Let me check the library. Where is the game? Tyrion Cuthbert, store page. Are there any Steam achievement here? No, there is no achievement. Ah, too bad. Okay, let's go back to the game, I guess. Can we save? Okay, later when a save is spawned, I will go back to the title screen to see if there is, yeah, something like an achievement in the game. Okay, let's talk, I guess. The illusion magic. Earlier you said that you were studying illusion magic. I am. Did you wanna ask me about the persecution theory? Yes, actually, how did you know? It was easy to guess after seeing you in the courthouse. Anyways, disguising an undead with an illusion is definitely possible. And as Lady Stillwin said, illusory disguise would be the best spell to use for that. What if someone created a freestanding illusion? A freestanding illusion? Yeah, we know that Wallace didn't animate and disguise the Professor corpse. How did you know? I mean, you just know it from his testimony, right? There is no evidence for it. So what if the illusion wasn't disguising anything? Maybe someone created a freestanding illusion of Bellwether walking around. Or something like that. One would probably use Major illusion. How do you read Major? Major? Major illusion creates a three-dimensional illusion. The illusion can take the form of any object or creature that can be contained within a 10-foot cube. While concentrating, the caster can animate. Excuse me. Yeah, the caster can animate and move the image to different locations within range. The illusion is purely visual and can't be physically touched. So yeah, the one that is walking around is not an illusion because it knocked the flash over. So yeah. What is it? I don't think Major illusion is what we are looking for. Do you remember what Jan said? I was cleaning a mess in the hallway. Bellwether knocked over a vase and there were shards and dirt everywhere. So yeah, It's not a major illusion. Major illusion. It's majority. It's major, not mayor. Okay. Aren't there any other illusion spell that do have mass? No, illusion can only recreate visual and auditory sensations, but there isn't a single illusion spell that someone can touch. So that means that someone disguised something to make it look like Bellwether. Why the look of suspicion, Celestine? Sorry, I wasn't. Calm down, I'm only joking. I don't blame you for considering every possibility. In fact, I'm flattered you think I'm capable of pulling off such elaborate ruse. Haha, poor Celestine. Anyways, this does tell us one important thing. What is that? Oh sorry, that was a Tyrion. The Bellwether that Jan saw had a physical mass to it. It wasn't a freestanding illusion, it was someone or something disguised as Bellwether. Okay, anything we can talk? Gravestone. It's quite the same, isn't it? Harris looked pensively at the gravestone. The name on the stone says Emily Grant, and her lifetime appears to be awfully short. She must have only been 12 years old when she died. Sorry for interrupting you. Was she someone you knew? Not personally, I'm actually here on Wallace's behalf. Wallace knew her? Wallace joined the academy as part of a program run by Headmaster Redmond. At the time, the headmaster was reaching out to mages among the common folk. He had started a program to admit these mages to the academy without having to pay tuition. Both Emily and Wallace were among those mages. Wow, that must have been an amazing opportunity for them. The truth is, neither of them actually cared about learning magic. The real problem was Emily had a terminal illness. She and Wallace were poor orphans, and they obviously didn't have resources to treat it. But if they enrolled in the academy would be obligated to give her medical treatment. The Imperial Academy teach the best mage in the kingdom. They thought that curing her illness would be an easy task for the academy's healers. But they were mistaken, I'm afraid. I'm sure you know this by now, but healing spells can only treat wounds. They can't cure illness. Emily's condition only got worse over the years, and eventually she succumbed to her illness. Wallace was furious. He didn't understand why the kingdom was outlawing magic that could save lives, and that's why he decided to learn it himself. Yes, the headmaster was inspired by Wallace's resolve. He gave him access to Academy's forbidden tomes of necromancy, and Wallace taught himself the spells that he knows today. So that's why it was supposed to stay a secret between him and the headmaster. But I'm sure you know, okay, that scary face now, God. Oh, what was that? But I'm sure you know how that turned out. Can we see more of that scary face? I want to see it, yeah. Okay, examine, nothing. Okay, maybe talk? No? Move? Back, present, maybe something we can present. Nothing, I guess. Let's move then to library. I guess we can find someone, maybe. Oh, it's you, Mr. Cuthbert. Stillwind, what are you doing here? After what happened at the trial yesterday, I decided it would be best to start my investigation here. Right, Wallace was in the library for the entire morning, so it would make sense that she'd start her search here. Actually, since I have you here, have you seen Eris Ilmater anywhere? It's my understanding that you're both acquainted with each other. Eris, what do you want with her? It's not for anything serious, mind you. It's just that of Commander lost her spell compendium. Now we need her to produce another one for our records. If you see her, please let her know that we'd like to speak to her. We saw her earlier in the cemetery nearby, but I have no idea where she is now. Once again, I have to compensate for that idiot's mistake. Anyways, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about this. Very well, I suppose I still need to honor our deal from earlier. What deal? Any leads? Have you had any luck finding the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, I haven't. From the witness testimonies, we have a rough idea of the road Bellwether took, but none of the rooms we've checked have any sign of struggle. Why are you so sure that struggle happened? I'm mainly basing that off of the Yana sisters' testimonies. Valerie in particular noticed that the bleeding came from a wound in her stomach. Regrettably, the body's wounds were mended, so we can't determine what kind of weapon the murderer used. The other witness. During the trial, you mentioned that another witness saw Bellwether walking around yesterday. Would you be willing to tell us who that person is? I'm sorry, but I can't tell you that. You are caught a little off guard. You've been pretty transparent with your investigation so far. What's changed? I have no obligation to justify myself to you, nor do I have an obligation to help with the opposition. Didn't we have a deal? Hiding information doesn't exactly seem fair to us. I believe I've given you plenty of information already, so regardless what I said before, the answer is still no. Her family is dangerous. The Eye of Horus gets a straight out from her family is dangerous? What does that mean? Is there something about this witness family that you are worried about? No, this could be a vain. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try harder if you want if you want to bluff me. She referred to witness as her. Furthermore, she said that her family is dangerous. Why would she go to such length to hide the witness identity? Maybe it's Ares. I mean, why else would they get a companion for her? In any case, it looks like she's not willing to share more at the moment. Maybe you should try looking somewhere else. Examine. There are tables. Library full of books. No fictional books for Celeste. And she likes mystery novel. Your whole career is about solving mysteries. Exactly, it's exhausting. When I read a novel, I just want to read about simple fantasy stories and classic. Yeah, that makes sense. And Stillwind doesn't like to read books, okay. It's a globe of the world. There's so many nations. Traveling to the border is restricted. Don't worry, I won't report you. I can't exactly blame you wanting to leave. Anything else? Okay, books. Holy text from the Church of Bahamut. They worship dragons, but Tyrion is not a religious type, okay. Anything else we can check here? Oh, what is that? Due to the constant misuse of the Arcane construct voice system, voice line can only now be set by Headmaster Redmond. Okay. I see. Ordered the construct to speak several obscenities using her voice. Okay. There were also rumors that several faculty members took. Yeah, okay. Why would. Yeah, whatever. Let's just detect magic.
Arcanum.
Tyrion Arcanum. Nothing. Should I present something? No, maybe let's move, I guess. We have foyer and locker room. Let's go to the locker room. Why do we go here? You spend some time wandering through the academy when you overhear a conversation from a nearby room. Theodore Redmond. From what I understand, Miss Stillwind has already moved the investigation elsewhere. How long must I wait before I can retrieve my things? Sorry, old-timer, orders are orders. Nothing comes in or out till this case is over and done with. Commander White and Headmaster too? Oh, hello, Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, kid. In any case, there are other matters I must attend to. Please inform me when I can reclaim my things. Sure. Okay. It looks like Commander White is standing guard in front of this locker room, and it doesn't look like he is conducting any sort of investigation. Is he here on Stillwind orders? He might be able to tell you who this secret witness is. Okay. Hello, Commander Orin White. Supposedly he has some items stored in one of the faculty. Problem is, Tilwyn said no one gets in or out of this room, except for her and you two apparently. She won't even let other knights in here. Well, is that normal? Nope, but things rarely are when she is calling the shots. Why would she give you access to the crime scene if she wasn't even letting the knights in? Okay. I don't know what her deal is, but she's been acting strange lately. She's been real paranoid, that girl. Frankly, I can tell what's going through her head. Still in paranoia, you mentioned that the persecutor has been paranoid lately. Do you think it has something to do with this case? Nah, it started way before that. Lately, she's been using the Inquisition to investigate a lot of non-magical homicides. What? Wouldn't it be easier to work with the relevant law enforcement for that? I don't know why, but she is convinced that these cases have magic involved. But we scanned each and every one of those crimes since nothing turned out. I got to say though, if it weren't for the scans, I might actually agree with her. Why do you say that? Those homicides. I haven't ever seen anything like that. They are probably some of the most screwed up case I've ever handled. For one of those cases, we had ourselves disgruntled spouse. She found out that her man was going around with a barkeep. And you know what the spouse does? She tells the poor woman she starts living, threatening notes all around where she worked. The barkeep told the city watch all about what was happening. But no matter how much they stake out the tavern, they could never catch the perp. Then one day the barkeep arrived home, but little did she know, the spouse was waiting there for her. The poor lady never had accounts. Then, to tie the whole thing together, the spouse waits for her husband to get home. She cooks him a big roast using the barkeep's remains. So that's scary. Wow, the story is pretty. It's pretty... I know. Still in thinks someone's developed a new type of magic that can control people's mind, and this homicide was some kind of sick test run. Magic that can control people's mind? But wouldn't Mage Blight make more sense? Mage Blight? When a mage overuses their magic, it can have pretty bad consequences on their mind. They temporarily lose grip of reality and begin seeing things that aren't there. When a mage becomes like that, it almost never ends well. They enter a frenzy and begin firing spells randomly, which only makes it worse. I've seen my fair share of Mage Blight cases, and this isn't like that. Not all of the perps were mages, and the ones that were didn't even use their magic. The thing was that each of the perps almost seemed to wake up after we arrested them. All of them said things like, "It wasn't me," or "I didn't have a choice." They didn't have a choice? What could that mean? I doubt it means anything. Sometimes people can face the things they've done. It's easier to say that you had no control than to take responsibility. Okay, so who is this secret witness? Let's see if we can mislead Commander. Okay. During the trial, Miss Tilwyn mentioned that someone other than Jan Hughes saw Bellwether walking around. Have you seen them around lately? We wanted to speak with them. Ha, nice try, kid. Well, it was worth a shot. Honestly, I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. I don't think anyone other than Stillwind knows who this witness is. I sure as hell don't. What? She's even hiding it from the Inquisition Commander? Why is she being so secretive? It looks like the Commander doesn't know who this secret witness either. This isn't getting us anywhere. Stillwind behavior is strange though. Perhaps you could try analyzing her behavior. If you do that, you might be able to find a way to convince her to help you. Okay, Stillwind's behavior has been strange this time around. She is hiding elements of the case even from the Commander, and one can tell that she doesn't have much faith in him. I'm standing right here, yeah. You can hear that, Tyrion. But this is the first time I've seen her hide key details of a case from him. And let's see, Celeste just watching Tyrion with awe, yeah. What is motivating Stillwind to keep the secrets? There has to be a reason why she's being so secretive. Paranoia. Her action must be driven by paranoia. She's been hoarding information about the case. There is only one reason why she wouldn't utilize the Inquisition like she usually does. It's because she doesn't trust them. I hate to say it, but that doesn't really surprise me. She's always been standoffish with us. But there is one exception. Who has Tyrion trusted for this case? It's us. Where is us? Tyrion and Celeste. She let us investigate the crime scenes without any restriction. Yeah, I never really thought about that. Does she trust us that much? I don't think personal trust is the reason. Why does Tyrion trust us this time? We don't usually interact with her, and she worked with the Inquisition on plenty of cases that we weren't even involved with, because Tyrion is member of employee. Okay, the Tyrion is okay. Celeste. Where is Celeste? Edwin, Wallace, Tyrion, Wallace. Okay, there's no Celeste. What is this? Why does Tyrion trust us this time? Tyrion isn't capable of using magic. Tyrion is a member of the nobility. No, there is a key difference between us and the Inquisition. We don't answer to anyone and we are subject to corruption. Oh, yeah. It's not Tyrion, it's a Tyrion. Tyrion isn't a member of the nobility. Huh? It's not that either? Because Tyrion is capable of... Because Tyrion is not controlled by the nobility or the Inquisition. Yeah. But she does know that we aren't prone to noble corruption. Meanwhile, the Inquisition usually bans the nobility, so yeah. Well, I can agree with you there. What can you infer about the secret witness? Using my insight, I could tell that she's worried about the witness family, as if she's worried about the corruption from the nobility. That can only mean one thing. A witness is a noble. That's why she, wary of interference, but we are obviously not going to do anything corrupt. Why is she hiding the witness identity from us? Because the witness is close to us. I think she's worried about our safety. Yeah, I guess harassing a noble could put you in danger, but I'm the protege of the infamous Ruby Temora. Yeah, it's not as we are already in the nobility's bad idea. I'm sure the Pierce family still has it out for us. This can only mean that the family we are dealing is even more powerful than the House Pierce. The prosecutor is variable. They could even be as powerful as the Steelwinds. Wait, don't tell me you are dealing with one of the Four Pillars? Four Pillars is a name people use for the top 4 noble house. These families stand at the top of the kingdom's aristocracy. If I recall correctly, the 4 pillars are House Frega, House von Sanctus, House Sybil, and House Stillwin. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Stillwin is a part of them? Yeah, which makes it so much weirder that she's serving as a prosecutor. Okay. What is it? The Stillwin's weird behavior all started after she investigated this room. We were at the crime scene and she left to follow a lead, but an hour later, she came back to the lecture hall and booted everyone out. Her behavior changed after investigating this room. That means she found something here, and that something must point to a family from the 4 pillars. The commander looks a bit anxious. You know, Stillwind's orders say I can't snoop around here. But you two, on the other hand, don't worry, just leave it to us. I have some school records that say which locker belong to which students. You can use it to tell whose locker you are looking at. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Orim, General Orim? Commander? Yeah, he is a commander, right? There appears to be an inactive Arcane construct in the Academy locker room. Okay, let's see Wallace. We opened Wallace's locker and we found fragrant liquid and something that looks like a makeup kit. Okay, whatever Wallace. It's not my place to judge. True. You open the locker with Miriam Frega's ID number. Inside you find a stack of worn-out textbooks and notebooks. These notebooks all have Wallace's name on them. It appears to be research on the art of necromancy. These are Wallace's notebooks. This is interesting. So maybe William Frege is actually practicing necromancy, but because Wallace is the only one that is allowed to read the necromancy materials, she stole Wallace's textbook to learn about the necromancy. This is interesting. Did Miriam steal his thing? Yeah, she is. Wait a minute, Tyrion, take a look at this. That's blood. Yeah, it's probably when she killed Bellwether. Oh, there is font something. Oh, there is 3 of the 4 pillars here. Okay. Inside you find several bottles of some kind of transparent lotion. There is nothing but lotion in here. Oh, I wonder why student needs this much lotion. Yeah. Wait, Tyrion, don't touch those with your hands. It's some kind of sanitizing liquid. It's a little strange, but it doesn't to be related to the case. Warren Sibyl. Inside you find some textbook and a neatly stacked deck of tarot cards. It's like those cards that fortune tellers use. I wonder if this student studies divination magic, but anyways, I don't think this is related to the case. So yeah, Miriam Frege is the culprit, everyone. We got our culprit, a case closed. Whose locker had the most suspicious evidence? Frege. No matter how we look at it, we found some insanely suspicious things in Frege's locker. It had Wallace's notebook and even some blood, but that blood is certainly strange. It implies that something bloody was stored here. Do you think someone stole it? No, actually I think it was Tyrion who took it. Oh right, Orin mentioned that she investigated this room. She must have taken the bloody item as evidence. But with that said, there is something else that's strange about Miriam Frege's locker. It had a lot of Wallace's possession. It's possible that she really did steal these items from him. But it's more likely that this locker isn't actually hers. Remember that what Wallace told us before? Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number of my locker. Oh, I see. Then they'd switch it with the number of another locker. So Frege's locker is actually the one with makeup and stuff. Yeah, that's more makes sense. That makes sense. So someone switched the nameplates. This means this isn't Miriam Frege's locker. It's Wallace. That's one, Tyrion. I fall into that trap. But what that would mean, the bloody object came from Wallace's locker. It appears so. Okay. Nice one, Tyrion. You win this time. It might not be Frege's the culprit, yeah. I proved that Bellwether was wounded before Valerie healed her. Wouldn't that have been the perfect time to present what she found? It's a bloody item found in the defendant's locker after all. She could have easily proved that the nameplates were switched to it. Right, that is weird. There is something more to this that you aren't seeing, but what? The bloody item. We didn't know what the bloody item is. Yeah, let's just ask Stillwin. Okay, we cannot check anything. Stillwin should be in the library, right? Let's present stuff. I underestimate it. No, you don't. You just let for him to let us investigate. Of course, we would find that. I said it before, Mr. Cuthbert. I won't fall for such obvious bluff. It's not a bluff, Miss Tyrion, and I'll prove it using the evidence we gathered. Yeah. Let's save, I guess. I don't know where I would start if I load the game, but let's do that. Yeah, let's start an argument. You've been behaving strangely, Stelwyn. Even Knights of the Inquisition have noticed. Please just tell me, why are you being so paranoid? I'm not sure what you are trying to imply, Mr. Cuthbert. Nothing about my behavior has changed. I've approached this case objectively, just like I have with every other case. Roseanne, the testimony from, who was it again? The white, orange white, where is it? This one, no, this one, no, this one, no. What should I, why should I give her? Stelwyn? Sorry, orange white, okay, I'm at loss, maybe this? You ordered the knights to stay away from the crime scene, and you've even taken it upon yourself to conduct the investigation yourself. That is not normal behavior for a prosecutor. I took those actions because the Inquisition is incompetent. How could I possibly trust them with anything? The knights are incompetent, but even you can see the value of delegation. During Celeste's case, you still delegated tasks to the Inquisition, and you could have easily investigated the McCoy Tavern yourself. This academy is huge. You wouldn't conduct your investigation this way unless you had a good reason. And why don't you enlighten me? Why would I act in such a way? Because it's about the 4 pillar things. Can I just present these 4 pillars? Oh, I can. So what would happen if a powerful noble were publicly involved in this case? With that noble's influence, they would probably order the Inquisition to conceal their involvement. A high-profile noble is involved in this case, Tyrion, and I believe that noble is Miriam Frega. Again, with this, do you think you can bluff me by throwing out the names of random nobles? Not every noble is malevolent criminal like Garrick Pierce. I've said it before, I'll say it again. My investigation doesn't involve the Fregas. Nothing about this case involves Fregas. Okay, this one. And how do you explain this, Tyrion? The commander told us that you were following a lead in your locker room yesterday. We investigated the lockers of students from 4 pillar families, and we found stains of blood in a locker with Miriam Frega's ID number, and it was presumably left by a bloody object. The bloody object was taken by someone, and we heard that you become extremely paranoid after you found something in the locker room. If I had to guess, I'd say that you took the bloody object as evidence. And what evidence do you have to support this outrageous claim? What? The only thing you have is evidence of bloodstain? There is a myriad of explanation for that. Everything else you mentioned is pure speculation. You can't prove that piece of evidence exists. I could have found any number of things in that room, or possibly nothing at all. What should we do here, Credo? You're hiding evidence, Miss Tyrion? Do you not see how wrong that is? Let's not be coy, Miss Tyrion. Anyone can tell the bloodstain is the most notable thing in that room. If you don't present what you found to the court, I'll have no choice but to pull the owner of that locker. That's true, we can threaten her. Yeah. That's ridiculous. We both knew that the locker in question belonged to Wallace Nightgate. Can you unequivocally prove that? Yeah, can you unequivocally prove that, Miss Tyrion? Because the way I see it, there is a lot of room for doubt there. Enough doubt for me to pull Miss Frega to the witness stand. If I had more context, maybe I wouldn't have to resort to that. That's cheeky. That's tricky. Argument 1. Well played, Mr. Cuthbert. I suppose I don't have a choice, do I? You have successfully persuaded Arya Stelwyn. So what is the truth, Arya? Just so we're clear, I wasn't acting to protect the nobility, but I'll admit that Miriam Frega was the other witness who saw Bellwether that day. I see, I had some suspicions, but there is also another matter. Stelwyn looks uneasy. When I was investigating the body, I found this. Evidence of academic dishonest. Ah, I see. Okay. So yeah, she is the culprit. Easy. From the way it's arranged, I think it might have been blackmail. Yeah, that's what Bellwether did. Madame Frega is considered a prodigy in the practice of conjuration magic. She won a litany of awards and she will most definitely graduate with honors. If these files were to reach public, it would absolutely ruin her reputation. Do you think that the professor was trying to threaten her? It appears so. When I discovered this, several elements of the case were still unknown. I decided to look through her belongings, and I mistakenly looked through the locker with her ID. I found this in that locker. Whoa, 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 bloody rapier has been added to your notes. Okay, so this is what happened. Frega killed Bellwether using this rapier, tried to pin the murder to Wallace, so she goes to Wallace, what was it again, Wallace locker and put the bloody rapier there, and then switch the nameplate. No, it's not her that switched the nameplate, she just leave Wallace rapier there, then goes somewhere else hoping that Wallace get caught and everyone look into Wallace what was it again? Wallace locker and found the bloody rapier and makes it the evidence that Wallace is the killer, but someone switched Wallace and unfortunately her nameplate. Yeah, this case is quite funny. It's very likely that this is the murder weapon. This rapier is a valuable family heirloom for House Obat. This is weird. Yeah, a few weeks ago, Miriam reported that the rapier was stolen from her room, and then it was found on Wallace's locker. Not that I'm complaining, but why didn't you present this in court? To be honest, I'd like to avoid involving House Frega by any means necessary. I knew it, you were just protecting her, aren't you? Miss McCoy, do you recall how Wyvern Guard's justice system works? To acquit a defendant, you need to unequivocally prove that they didn't commit the crime. To do that, they either need a solid alibi, or we need to prove that someone else committed the crime. What do you suppose will happen if you bring Miriam Frega onto the stand? Because Frega won't allow one of its members to be indicted in a court of law. They will plan and force evidence to implicate your defendant, and they will use the Inquisition to do so. So that's why you've been keeping them away from the investigation. Can't you do anything? The Stillwinds are powerful too, aren't they? I don't have the support of my house. Right now, I'm just a persecutor, nothing more. Stillwind, you know that this isn't fair for us. Just do nothing and let us win. Celeste, if we can go after Miriam, then you can at least help us save Wallace. I'm not going to do that. Why? What if Miriam Frega is the real killer? Her sword is the murder weapon, and Bellwether was trying to blackmail her. I seem to recall another case where an innocent person's sword was used to frame them. That is, as a prosecutor, it's not my place to decide who is guilty and who's not. I want to engage in corruption, even if it's to counter corruption from another noble house. I'm sorry. Do you know where Miriam is right now? Didn't you hear what I just said? You can't let her think that there's even the slightest possibility that you will indict her. She will bring the entire realm of House Frega down on you. Regardless, I can't do anything for Wallace unless I know everything that happened. Frega has the last piece I need to put everything together. Well, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Her Dimitri is from 107. I imagine she will be there considering classes are suspended. Thank you, Stillwin. If I don't tell you, I'm sure you'll probably just find out using some other means. But please, Mr. Cuthbert, be careful. Okay, thank you, Stillwin. Thank you for your warning too. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. You follow Miss Stillwin's direction and find Miriam Frega's room. The door leading inside seems a lot more ornately decorated than the other dorms. You go to knock on the door, but you don't realize that it's only partially closed. As your face comes into contact with the wood, you accidentally push the door wide open. Oh, it's Freda. She looks scary. She looks scared, yeah. Excuse me, how dare you barge into my room? These insects have no respect. So sorry, I meant to knock, but construct, remove these hoodlums from my room. Acknowledge. In the corner of the room, an arcane construct stands up and starts making move towards you, but before you can protest, it raises its fist to hit you. Oh, Celeste is going to fight the construct. You only have enough time to raise your arms and brace yourself for the impact. Oh, there is a sword. You close your eyes and wait for the blow, but instead you hear the clang of steel against steel. Confused, you open your eyes and see Celeste standing between you and the construct. Her sword is drawn and she is using it to block Construct's fist. Upon taking a closer look at Celeste, the student stares curiously at her. Construct, stand down, acknowledge. I am terribly sorry for that. I wasn't aware that this was your servant. Celeste looks angry but puts away her sword without a word. I haven't noticed you around campus. Are you the new student? If she has personal attendance, she must be important. What? You see an opportunity. Yes, my master just enrolled her recently. What? Celeste gives you a puzzled look, but you make a silent gesture back. After a moment, she seemed to realize what you were doing. Yes, I just started here. I take it you're Miriam Frega? Yes, I honored that you recognize me. Yeah, what was her? Oh yeah, her arcane art is conjuration. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss. I'm Celeste. Celeste Mc. She catches herself and pauses for an awkward moment. Okay, this got me off guard. Celeste is still weird. Okay. Okay, so I'm Celeste still weird. You can't believe her. There is no way she's going to believe. Still win? It's a pleasure to meet another member of such esteemed house. She must be from a branch family. Maybe I can use her. Wait, she actually buying this? I just moved in, and I thought that I should introduce myself, seeing as you're a top student in the field of conjuration. Conjuration. Sorry, what was she said? Did she, conjugation. Yes, well, there's no backing up now. Examine, can I examine this? It's an extravagant bed. It looks like Miriam lives pretty well here. And can we use detect magic here? It's a dresser, probably contains Miriam clothes. Now what is that? It's a table for guests. Miriam must entertain his company a lot, yeah. Excuse me. Nothing else? Let's just detect magic.
Arcanum.
Nothing. Let's talk. Miss Frega, I was wondering if we could ask you some question about... Excuse me, I don't believe anyone has permitted you to speak. Oh, here we go. Celeste is still smiling, but you can faintly hear her grinding her teeth together. So, we heard about what happened to Professor Bellwether. I can't believe it. Yes, it's quite tragic what happened to her. She has always been an acquaintance of House Frega. She appears to be more receptive to Celeste. It might be better to let her take the lead on the questioning. The murder. We heard that you saw her on the day of the murder. Could you tell us more about what happened? Oh, you heard about that from your relative, did you? If you don't mind me asking, why are you so interested? She's not like Arya, is she? Oh, you know, I'm just curious, is all. You know how uneventful life can be sometimes. Being unnoble and all. Alright, turn it down. Oh, is that all? I was worried you are going down the same path as that poor confused Arya. What does she mean by that? But I'm in the middle of a study break anyways. I suppose I have some time to sate your curiosity. construct, please prepare us some tea. Use that lotus tea we imported from Eastern Kingdom. I acknowledge. Lotus tea? You have lotus juice? You feel like you are slowly losing control of this situation. Yeah. What did you see? I heard that you saw Professor. Wait, I think... okay. Do you? Okay, yeah, I was thinking that it was... I misclicked, but it turns out that I didn't misclick. Okay, let's read from the text log. Where did this happen? I was in the hallways when I saw her coming out of the headmaster's office. She was heading towards the library. Do you remember what time this happened? I'm not really sure, honestly. It's a little embarrassing. But I have a bad habit of getting too absorbed in my work. Sometimes I let the entire hours pass by without noticing. Do you have a rough idea at least? I think it was in the morning. She think it was in the morning. But anyways, did anything seem off about her? There is a quotation mark here on Celeste is still winning. No, it was a short encounter. I merely greeted her and she responded in kind. Or at least that what should have happened. I thought just now, what does this mean? It means she killed her. Or something. Hello Azure. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing... what was the game name again? Tyrion Cuthbert. Yeah. I'm playing Tyrion Cuthbert, attorney of the Arcane. It's an ace attorney like games. And yeah, we are now conducting an investigation because a murder is happened in a magic academy, and now we are not interrogating, but yeah, we are looking for information from one of the students. That is us, and that is this one. Who was the name again? Miriam. Yeah, Miriam. So yeah, let me continue with the game. You slowly glance at Celeste and catch her attention. In small motion, you shake your hand to indicate that Miriam is holding something back. Were you and the prosecutor really on a good terms? I heard she was pretty mean towards the other students. Towards the riffraff, maybe, but not to students like us. She was a great ally to House Frega, or at least she used to be. That is why we were planning on appointing her as the new headmaster. Wait, what did you just say? Okay, so that's... Okay, I see. Did you just say that your family was going to appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster? Oh, I'm surprised you didn't know. House Frega holds several seats on the academy's board. We were making plans to have her replace that loud Redmond. They were going to sack the headmaster? Did Headmaster Redmond know about this? Oh, of course not. This was part of a large-scale plan. Along with Redmond, we were also going to replace all of the staff with Arcane construct. Oh, this were told in the previous part of the story, but I forgot where. I think, excuse me. I think it was when we go to ask Redmond about stuff. We had to keep everything under wraps, or else the help would have left prematurely. And where would that leave us? But Jan supposedly overheard Bellwether talking about the constructs. Did Bellwether prematurely reveal the plan? Yeah, she is. Or was Jan lying about how he found out? What was happened? I think I didn't catch all of that. Okay, Headmaster Redmond didn't know about it. It's part of a large-scale plan. They're going to replace. Yeah, we know this one. That's why the staff going on protest or something, I guess. Yeah. Did Bellwether prematurely reveal the plan, or Jan lying about how he found out? Okay, but alas, with Bellwether gone, we will have to delay our plans. Bellwether plans has been updated into your notes. Let's talk about Frega's Rapier. So we heard that Arya took your rapier as evidence for the case. Can you believe her? She still won't give it back to me. My father will have my head if I can't get it back soon. How did it even become part of the investigation anyways? I don't know. Arya won't tell me anything. I swear that necromancer was the one who stole it. I swear, if that necromancer was the one who stole it, I will execute him myself. So someone did steal it from you? Yes, from right out of my room. When did this happen? About a few weeks ago. I noticed when I came back from one of my classes, someone removed the rapier from its display case in my room. How did they get into your room in the first place? Do you think someone used magic to teleport past the door? Please, I'm a master of conjuration magic. If someone attempted that, my enhancement would have shut them out. That means the thief came through one of the doors or windows. I bet it was that necromancer. I'm sure a street child like him knows how to pick a lock. Your grades. I heard that you're one of the Academy's top students. Your grades must be amazing. Of course, as the inheritor of House Frega, my grades are impeccable. It feels good to have my greatness recognized. That's strange you don't see anything contradictory through the eye this time. I make a gesture towards Celeste to continue pressing her. Oh, what kind of magic do you study here? You must be joking. I study magic from the School of Conjuration, just like most members of my house. The School of Conjuration, that's the type of magic that specializes in spatial manipulation and teleportation, right? Yes, I consider myself quite the expert in that field. Why the Crown Prince himself has asked for my assistant in research study. It's nice to work with someone of my caliber. Again, you don't see any thoughts that contradict what she's saying. Does that mean she's not lying? If she's smart enough to get Crown Prince's attention, why would she be cheating? Arya still. You said something about my wayward relative before. Are you talking about Arya? Oh, I'm terribly sorry if I offend you, but I'm sure it must pain you to see the way that she's been acting lately. Yes, it's been extremely hard. Hang in there, Celeste. Did you know that she even interrogated me about the murder yesterday? Can you believe it? Stillwind running around crime scene like a common knight? Why, if I tried something like that, what my father would disown me. Does the nobility not approve of Stillwind become a persecutor? We always thought that it is strange. What is motivating her to do this? Honestly, she probably thinks that she can do anything because of her betrothed. Oh, okay. Aster the Surf Banner. Who is Aster? Celeste's eye perked up upon hearing this. You'd be lying if you weren't also curious about who this Aster is. But you shoot her a stern look that tells her to stay focused. You can't risk blowing your cover for some gossip. Okay. Arcane Construct. You have an Arcane Construct in your room. I thought they only had them in the library and the locker room. This construct was a gift from House von Sanctus. I have to say they are quite convenient to have around. They look cool. Maybe I should get one? You should. A construct would be far more useful than this attendant of yours. She's mad. Unfortunately, there are still some issues with their intelligence. Their intelligence? There are issues when you give them complex commands. It might be easier to show you. Helium turns the construct and begins gesturing towards it. Construct, please retrieve my textbooks and bring them here, then cast Tailwind Strike at this location. After that, retrieve some plates and set them out at this table. Acknowledge. What? The construct stands up and retrieves Miriam's textbook from one of the shelves in the room. It brings them to the table you are sitting at, just like she ordered, but then it suddenly stops moving. Wait, what happened? The construct obviously can't cast Tailwind Strike. So my second command was impossible to carry on. But did you notice something else? It ignored your third command too. Correct. My third command was possible to carry out. So why did it ignore that command? Construct execute a series of commands in the order that they are given. But let's say one of those tasks is impossible to complete. When the construct gets to that task, it will deem the entire series impossible to complete. As a result, it will stop executing the cells altogether. I think that's a good measure for programming. If one thing is broke, you should stop the entire process unless you have something like a countermeasure, not countermeasure, but what was it again? In Ruby programming, it's something called rescue. Yeah. So if some error happened, you call this rescue and you set a command for what the program would do when they need to be rescued, something like that. Yeah. So I think it's a good programming actually for this construct, but yeah, it's still a problem. I mean, let's say that you said something like go to X place and maybe travel like 10 kilometer and then swim, but the thing doesn't travel a certain kilometer and it swim on the ground. It would be weird, right? So yeah, it's better to stop the entire process altogether instead of executing. So yeah, I think it's a good programming that is being done to this construct. I don't see that is a problem. So if a task in a series of commands is impossible, then that command will interrupt the sequence of commands. Exactly. Yeah, the logic. Construct logic is good. Lady Tyrion, I'm afraid we must leave now if we want to make our next engagement. Oh, right. Let's go, servant. Oh, leaving already? It was a pleasure talking to you. Yeah, sure. I hope to see you around. You make your way back to the foyer with Celeste. With all the time you've spent, you only have a brief amount of time before. There is one thing I wondered. So, if if Miriam is the culprit, she must have seen the trial to ensure that to ensure Wallace got convicted. Got convicted as the culprit. So she must have known that Tyrion and Celeste is not from Stillwind houses. She must know that Tyrion is a defense attorney and Celeste is kind of like her assistant or something. Let's see. If she is proven to be the culprit, that is what would you call it? A plot hole. Yeah, that's a plot hole we have here. Okay, let's continue. Are you sure you didn't want to talk to her more? We are getting a lot out of her. We already got a lot of useful information out of her. The more time we spend with her, the more likely she is to see through our ruse. Right, so why Stillwind? I don't know, I panic. Arya is like the only noble I know. What about Pierce? I'm not using that creep's name. Well, hopefully Stillwind doesn't mind us borrowing her name. And we got her statement on what she saw that day. And there's also what she said about her rapier. I bet she was lying when she said it was stolen. She was probably trying to establish an alibi. I don't think she is lying about its being... maybe she is lying about it being stolen, but the rapier did gone from her possession. I think she gave it to, I don't know, maybe Bellwether or something, but yeah. Doesn't it feel too obvious? If she was lying about the rapier being stolen, that would imply that she planned all of this in advance. But if she had to choose a murder weapon, why would she choose something that literally has her name on it? I understand if the murder was spur of the moment and she just used something nearby, but if this was a premeditated murder committed by Miriam, that rapier would be the last weapon she would choose. Yeah, that's right, Tyrion. Right, I guess that makes sense. There's also the evidence of academic dishonesty. It doesn't match up with what we heard from Miriam. You mean all that stuff about working with the Crown Prince? He was probably just making things up to look good in front of me. I have an insight when it comes to things like this. Under normal circumstances, I can usually tell when someone is lying. And a lie as grandiose as that would be something I would definitely see through. People can subconsciously shield themselves from the eye of Horus, even if they don't know about it, but when they do that, you usually can't see any thoughts from that. You also saw that she was lying about her encounter with Bellwether. You would have seen dissonant thoughts if she was lying about her grades. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll trust your insight. But what does this mean? I don't know. Even with everything we've found, I'm still not sure who the real culprit is. At the very least, I think we should still try to pull Miriam onto the stand. If she testified in court, I might be able to find something I can use. But that's a big maybe. If you don't play your cards right, you might spook the Fregas enough for them to pay off the judge. Either way, it's getting late. We'll probably have to turn in soon. Yeah, you just hope you did enough to acquit Wallace. Let's save our progress. Okay, so now we are going to the next trial. Not the next trial. Continue the trial. Oh yeah, I was telling that I want to check the title screen. So yeah, we will just do that. Oh no, not exit the application. We want to go to the title screen. Setting right now, there is nothing like, yeah, nothing that show me whatever I have accomplished in this game. Nothing shows it. That's unfortunate. I think this lady is one of the Frega's house, I guess. But yeah, let's see later. The origin of Horus. This is interesting. I think we will definitely want to see this case later. Yeah. Okay, let's continue with our game. So when we reach another checkpoint, I think I will end the stream there because it's almost midnight and I believe it will be at most, yeah, around, there should be around another hour until the next checkpoint. So yeah, we will stop the stream there. Maybe about 1 hour or so. Okay, let's back to the game. Court is now resumed for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. Let us review the proceeding from yesterday. It was revealed that the trace of necromancy may have not been left by the defendant. It may have been left by a witness who used necromancy to attempt to heal the victim. However, the victim was seen by witnesses well after her time of death. This could only be explained by the defendant using necromancy to animate the victim's body. This leaves the question, where did the murder take place? Does the prosecution have an answer for this? Based on several witness testimonies, it is very likely that the murder took place in the library. Interesting. What led you to this conclusion, Miss Tilwyn? First, I like to remind the court where the victim was sighted before the body was found. It began when the victim had a meeting with headmaster near the center of the building. Our meeting was scheduled for 12 p.m. According to my schedule for that day, our meeting lasted for an hour. This brings us to the statement of the next witness, a student at the academy. This student saw the victim walking in the hallways. She was heading towards the library, which meant that our first witness saw Bellwether leave the headmaster's office. Presumably this would have happened after her meeting there, which would time this encounter around 1 p.m. The other event is the discovery of the body, which was when Valentina Janus contacted security. I suddenly spot Professor lying in a pool of blood in the classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. As we've already established, this event occurred at 3:04 p.m. But the significance of this time is what occurred before the body was discovered. The second witness, a member of cleaning staff, spotted the victim in West Wing hallway. Bellwether knocked over a vase and there were shards and dirt everywhere. It probably 20 or 30 minutes before the twins found the body. This means that this encounter must have happened no later than 2:30 p.m. Actually, I think that's a bit wrong. I think it's happened at 1:30 because after 30 minutes, the twins found the body, right? And after that, they contact the security, and the lockdown happens. So yeah, I think that was the timeline, right? And this implies that the victim was near the library between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. According to the defendant's statement, he was in the library during this time period. Furthermore, the time of death was 2:07 p.m. Yeah, I think it right after they met. Right after. No, it's not right after the meeting with the professor. This is. Let me check the summary from Arya again. Okay, so at 1 p.m. the meeting with the headmaster is done. Then she met with Miriam Frega and heading to the library. I think when she goes to the library, she meet us, I guess, or maybe not. And let's see. This event occurred at 3:04 p.m. Let me check the thing. Died at 2:01. It's 01, not 07. Hold on, is that a contradiction? Oh, the time of that was 2:07. But this one said 2:01. I think this was a typo. So yeah, 2:01, but where is the testimony from the Valeria or Valentina? This is testimony not for Frega. Okay, let's see. Profiles. Oh, let's see. Can we distinguish both of them? It looks like they have a bit different color palette. Valerie has a darker shade, it seems, while Valentina has a brighter shade for her hair. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, they are definitely similar each other. Okay, so where is the testimony from them? No, nothing. Okay, let's just continue. This means that the second witness must have seen the victim animated body. Okay, we got the timeline here. 12 to 1 has a meeting, 1 Frega saw Bellwether, 1 to 2 Bellwether spent time in the library, 2 to 2:30 the Wallace Nightgrave murdered Bellwether, 2:30 Jen Hughes witnessed Bellwether walking towards the lecture hall, 3 p.m. Janus sisters discovered Bellwether body. So if we suppose that here is where they contact the security, then there is 1 hour before the lockdown was lifted, so we only managed to enter the lecture hall at 4 p.m. right? Okay. What do you have to say in your defense, Mr. Cuthbert? The prosecution argument is definitely well thought out, Your Honor. However, it is entirely predicted of the testimonies of all of the witnesses involved. Stillman's deduction has to have a hole somewhere, and since your conversation yesterday, you've had a feeling that Miriam is hiding something. If you want to get to the truth, you will need to drag that out of her through a cross-examination. Your Honor, to test the validity of these claims, the defense would like both of these witnesses to testify. The defense called Miriam Frega to the stand. Haha. Frega? The mention of her name, the judge's face turns a bit pale. I had a feeling it would come to this. Do you have any objection, Miss Tilwyn? I do not, Your Honor. Very well, bailiff, please escort Lady Frega to the stand. This is Matt. Witness, please state your name and occupation further. You little snakes, how dare you deceive me? Oh, looks like she found out. I had the opportunity to debrief the witness beforehand. Miss McCoy, for the record, I told you to exercise discretion. I did not mean that you should impersonate a member of my family. Yeah, sorry about that. I gave you all the tea that I imported from Eastern Kingdoms. I demand that you return it to me. No, give them to me. They are legally mine now. What kind of bickering we have here? I'm not sure what your business with the witness is, Miss McCoy, but I'd like you to please handle your personal disputes outside of the courtroom. Anyways, Miriam, could you please testify to the court about your encounter with the victim? Very well, she is mad. She is angry, not mad. My bad. I was working on a research project in my dorm room when I decided to take a break. I left my room and went on a walk. That's when I saw Professor Bellwether exiting the headmaster's office. She was walking in my direction, so I greeted her and she responded in kind. After that, she headed towards the library. A short time after that, I went back to my room and continued my work. I see, so it was only a brief encounter. However brief it was, the witness testimony verifies two things. One is that Miss Frega saw the professor exiting the headmaster's office, and the other is that she witnessed the victim head toward the library. This gives us a rough timeline of where the victim was before her death. That does seem consistent. Did Bellwether really enter the library that day? You feel like you would have seen her there if she did. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, let's see what she is hiding. I left my room and went to a walk. She was walking in my direction. Let's press here, I guess. Yet anything seemed off about here, but it was a very short encounter. It's not as we stopped to have a conversation. What word did she use? Why is that important? Miss Frega, it's impossible that someone used illusion magic that day. Every detail about the victim's interaction could be important. Well, I bid her good morning and she said good morning. It's not morning, it's already noon. It's 1 p.m. What the hell are you all talking about? Sorry, I mean, I don't know if it's if people still use good morning at it's not noon, it's a day. At 1 p.m. I mean, it's definitely not morning in my place. We use a good day or something here. Something similar to good day after something like 11 o'clock or so. At 10 it's still debatable, but some people still use a good morning at 10. But yeah, it's definitely not at 1 p.m. We definitely not use good morning at 1 p.m. Excuse me. After that, she headed to the library. Did you see her enter the library? I didn't, but there is not much else in that direction. Even if she didn't enter the library, she was still in that area for more than an hour. Okay, let me... what if we press here? How long did you leave your dorm? Only for a few minutes. And you didn't see the professor after the first encounter? Okay. I'll just have to focus on how Bellwether acted. And she responded in kind. I don't think she is a kind person. Yeah, this one. But it is stated that she used her position to curry favor with the noble houses, so maybe it's not this one, but I'm not sure. Maybe we can just try it.
Objection!
It's not that one. Let me save here, I guess. Okay, after that, she headed towards the library. How about the map? We cannot see the map. What's use of this map? The academy lockdown spells. Autopsy 201. How about we reveal? Should we reveal this academic dishonesty? Maybe I try to press here. And you're certain nothing seemed off about her. Yes, like I said, it was very short encounter. Why did she say that? It only happened for over a few seconds. The witness interaction are not what's important here. What matters is that she witnessed where the victim was coming from and where she went afterward. I think it is important, but yeah, why did she say that? What did she say? This one, I guess.
Objection!
No, not that one. Should we start brute forcing? Maybe let's press on the other statement too. The project is being sponsored by Crown Prince. I wasn't aware that he was involved in such study. Of course, okay, so Crown Prince might be still with Beyonce. Yeah, could be Beyonce. Her fiance, maybe. You sense a bit of aggression. If you don't keep eye on him, House Frega might just steal him from you. Yeah, maybe. Who was it again? Miriam Frega likes Crown Prince too. As if His Highness would align himself with your rapacious family. Our banking houses from the economic infrastructure of our kingdom, but perhaps he will come to the Stillwind if he needs to clear a den of goblins. With all due respect, may we please focus on the matter at hand? Of course, Your Honor. Let's press this one. And you sure that you saw her exit the headmaster's office? Yes, I remember clearly. I was surprised that she was still meeting with the headmaster at all. She was talking about how they were plotting to replace him. Did you interact with the professor at all, Miriam? Yeah, it's not morning. Maybe that was the what you say it again. That's the contradiction, I guess, the one that I mentioned before. It's weird that they said morning. It's not morning.
Objection!
Oh yeah, I'm correct. Miss Frega, if I recall correctly, you have a habit of getting absorbed in your work, so much so that you even lost track of the time of the day. Yes, but what does that have to do with my testimony earlier in today's proceeding? Okay. I got what happened now. So, when Bellwether comes out from the headmaster office, he must have died already, and the headmaster used necromancy magic on her to program her so that she just acting normal. But the thing that gives her that she is already dead is not already dead, but she is being controlled by necromancy is that she said good morning when it's not morning already. Yeah, that's I think that's what happened. Okay, case closed, everyone. Miss Frega, you had said good morning to the professor. You would have been mistaken because that encounter could have only happened during the afternoon. And your point is, you said it yourself, Mr. Cuthbert, the witness simply lost track of time. What the witness said isn't what's important here. The significance is what the professor said in response. She had just come out of a meeting that was scheduled for noon. She would be well aware that it was no longer morning. So why would she respond good morning? Couldn't she have corrected the witness? The encounter was extremely short, and the victim's mind may have been preoccupied. She could have easily responded to the witness without thinking. I'm going to be honest, I kind of agree with her. It's not hard to believe that they were both confused about the time. Actually, yeah, but still. Every time you ask her about how Bellwether acted there, I pick something up. There has to be something there. Miss Frega, you haven't been entirely truthful in your testimony, have you? That's absurd. What reason would I have to lie? It's such small detail. Why does he even care? Every detail is about how she acted is important, Miss Frega. What aren't you telling us? Miss Cuthbert, you have no basis to accuse the witness of perjury. Yes, you will stop this at once. Miss Frega, you are lying about how Bellwether responded to your greeting, aren't you? It doesn't make difference. All she did was yell at me. She did was yell? Miss Frega, is it possible that Bellwether response was less than friendly? What do you care? What difference does it make? My job is to make sure every part of your testimony is truthful. Every detail matters, no matter how seemingly insignificant. Mr. Cuthbert, you will stop this or I will find you in contempt. The professor yelled at you. Okay, this is pressing the... what is it again? Pressing the witnesses. I don't think this is a good conduct in court. That's why the judge is angry, but it's working, I guess. So what if she did? I mean, I'm sorry, but there is no going back on what you just said. So you do admit that she yelled at you. Oh, you impertinent little... Yes, I admit it. The professor didn't greet me back that day. Oh, good morning, professor. Be quiet. Oh, so she just programmed to say be quiet. If someone talked to her, yeah. But until then, we had always been nothing but courteous with each other. I don't know what got into her that day, but something put her in a full mood. But that's it. Everything else I said was the truth. They will believe me, right? I did see her come out of the headmaster's office and walk towards the library. So she wasn't lying about that. So is that all, Mr. Cuthbert? What do you mean, is that all? You badgered this witness. Also, you could prove what exactly? The witness commit perjury. The witness changed a small detail of her testimony. A detail that is okay, it bites us back. Badgering the witness. We need to come out of this. This is a good writing, actually. That's nice. It was clear an act with no malicious intent. After seeing her thoughts, it's hard to disagree with them. You were so sure that the eye would lead you somewhere, but Frega was only lying to save face. The witness saw the victim leave headmaster's office and head towards the library. Do you have any concrete evidence to refute that, Mr. Cuthbert? No, I suppose I don't. Wait, is this real? Okay, it's not Celeste. Yeah, at this rate, this will be the only chance. You have to cross-examine her. I don't think she's lying anymore. And I was really pushing my luck earlier. If I continue pressing her, the judge might actually charge me with contempt. But if Miriam isn't the one that's lying there, the defense has no further question for the witness, Miss Tilwind. The prosecutor stays silent for a while. She almost looks disappointed. Very well, Miriam, you are dismissed. She is still mad. She is angry at us. But she left the room without protest. The judge breathed a sigh of relief as the young noble is escorted out of the room. Now with that out of the way, what else do you have, Mr. Cuthbert? The only way to refute the prosecutor's theory is to cast doubt on one of the witnesses' testimony. If it wasn't Miriam, then still to test your theory, we must question every witness that saw the victim that day. So with that said, the defense would like to call Jan Hughes to the stand. I hope you understand, Mr. Cuthbert, your entire case rests on the assumption one of the witness accounts is incorrect. If your cross-examination of Mr. Hughes leads nowhere, then I hope you are ready to concede. You don't like the sound of it, but she is right. Unless you can find something in Jan's testimony, you won't really have anything to disprove her theory. Bailiff, please bring Mr. Hughes. Oh, I still don't know how to pronounce that name. Hughes? Huge? Witness, name and occupation. Oh, right. My name is Jan Hughes. I am on the cleaning staff of the academy. Mr. Hughes, please testify the court about your encounter with the professor that day. Sure. Let me call her Jan instead of Hughes. Hughes. I don't know, maybe Hughes. I saw the professor when I was cleaning the west wing hallways. It was about 20 to 30 minutes before the body was discovered. She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. I heard she was undead when this happened. Pretty creepy if you ask me. After that, she went into the empty classroom. Oh, but that wouldn't make sense because no. I'm not talking about Jan Hugo's testimony. I'm talking about my earlier hypothesis. I was hypothesizing that when Frega saw she was already dead and already controlled by the spell, but that means she already dead by then. But that doesn't, that doesn't align with the time of death. So yeah, looks like my hypothesis is incorrect at this time. Maybe, I guess. Where is the animate corpse again? Reanimated the target using life energy. Oh, the duration is 8 hours. Okay. Well, that was straightforward. Come on, Jan, what are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. You guys are the lawyers. Yeah, just telling you what I saw. Nice one, Jan. I saw the professor when I was cleaning, okay? She walked by me, but she looked pretty out of it. I heard she was undead when this happened. It's pretty... Oh yeah, pretty scary. Pretty creepy. We tend to leave out details unless we directly ask for it. Okay, so let's just press. How are you so sure that it was 30 minutes before? I always check the time to make sure I'm on schedule. Okay. Hold on a second, what did she say? He said? I supposed to finish cleaning by 3 p.m. Okay. Did anything else look off about her? Well, I mean, yes, she was undead after all. That remains to be proven, if you say so. Anyway, what was her demeanor like? She looked like she was in a bad mood. Either that or she was tired, but I guess she was just dead inside, literally. I believe you have forgotten a few details about what the professor did. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to remember things sometimes. Oh, it's about the vase, yeah. Did she touch anything? Oh yeah, she knocked over a vase and shattered it. It might have been an accident, but she's done stuff like that on purpose before. This detail could be extremely important. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Hughes. Whatever you say, man. Where is it? Did you add it? And yeah, this is pretty creepy because she knocked over a vase. Can I present something here? Or maybe I could press here. I believe... Okay, let's see... Did she do anything to you? I didn't notice her at first and I accidentally got in her way. She shoved me to the side and kept walking forward. Okay, let's press it one more time. Did she make any sounds? Oh yeah, after she knocks over the vase, she yelled at me to be quiet, but I didn't even say anything. Let's press this one. Did you see anyone entering the classroom? There's a funky smell here. Okay, I think we need to present evidence. Maybe pressing here. Yeah, maybe I can, or can I? No, I cannot. Okay, so we need to put one of the details into the testimony and present evidence that contradicts it. But yeah, I'm not sure which one I should do. Oh, why would this one doesn't have a check mark? Oh, sorry, I misclicked. I mean, I plan to change the one that is added to the testimony. Did she do anything to you, this one? Okay, maybe we can say something about the spell as a limited intelligence and cannot speak. Okay, so it is actually the I think the check mark gives it. Yeah, the check mark. Because there is no check mark, that's what we're supposed to use. Okay, that's present. Which one? Oh, so okay, the one that I see. So this is what. Okay, I have another hypothesis now. So we suppose that who was it again? Bellwether is sleeping or something in the 2B classroom, and no one wants to go there because of the smell. Maybe the culprit hide her with some illusion magic, and then the culprit casts the illusion magic on herself and poses as Bellwether. Yeah, poses as Bellwether. Yeah, I think that's what happened. And when they go back into the classroom, that's when no. But yeah, I think we got some of the details here, but yeah, we need more materials to play with, I guess. What? I thought it was weird. I didn't even say anything, but I know better than to talk back to her. That's the thing, Hughes. The prosecution's theory is as such. The professor was murdered in the library and was reanimated using animate corpse. With a quick illusion spell, no one would notice that she was undead. However, if what you saw was truly the undead Bellwether, how did she speak to you? This doesn't make any sense. Mr. Hughes, undead can follow simple orders, but they don't have the intelligence to speak. Perhaps the witness was mistaken. No, I'm sure I heard her yell at me. I remembered because what she said didn't make any sense. Exactly, didn't say anything, but she still yelled at him to be quiet. Wait a minute, I'm afraid I don't understand. We've already established that the victim was dead, long before her encounter with Mr. Hughes. But if what he saw wasn't an undead, what was it? It had to be an undead. What other explanation is there? It could have been a major illusion, but otherwise it wouldn't have been able to shove Jan out of the way or knock over the vase. Whatever it was, someone probably used an illusory disguise to make it look like Bellwether. Does that mean it was a person? No, if it was a person, how did Bellwether's body end up in the lecture room? It's been there the whole time. Bellwether wouldn't have been able to turn herself invisible when she was dead. Yeah, someone else turned herself invisible. And whatever Jan saw, it needs to be something that could have transported Bellwether's body unseen. It would have also needed to have a mask, the ability to speak. What created Bellwether voices? The robot. This one. That's it. Do you have an answer for us, Mr. Cuthbert? What did the witness could actually see? Your Honor, the witness didn't actually hear the dead victim speaking. What he actually heard was her voice being recreated using magic. Are you trying to say that her voice was recreated using a spell? Not a spell, Stillwin, it was artificery. And whoever the murderer is, they had the perfect piece of artificery available. One program with Catherine Bellwether voice. You can't possibly mean. That's right, Stillwin. What Mr. Hughes saw was an arcane construct. An arcane construct? Think of it as magically animated suit of armor, Your Honor. But we ruled out such possibility. Hadn't we construct or not, no one could disguise themselves and carry the body to the classroom. The person wouldn't have been able to do it. But the arcane construct are different thing entirely. The suits of armor are extremely large, but more importantly, they are hollow. I see, that means that theoretically someone could have placed the victim's body inside it. The arcane construct wouldn't just transport the body. With an illusory disguise, it would also confuse and mislead anyone who saw it.
Objection!
Okay, an objection from Stillwin. I commend your deduction, Mr. Cuthbert, but I would never consider that possibility. It's certainly plausible, but what does this prove exactly? It proves that the body wasn't animated using necromancy. My client isn't the murderer. The defendant is still capable of performing all the acts you described, but his compendium contains illusory disguise after all. There were several students in the library that day. Any of them could have committed the murder. One might come to that conclusion if they didn't have one crucial piece of evidence. I'd like to present a new piece of evidence to the court. From under her table, you see Miss Tilwyn pull out the bloody rapier. Blood. Is that? Yes, Your Honor. This is the murder weapon. She was saving that for the perfect moment, wasn't she? This rapier was reported stolen by Miriam Frega weeks before the murder. I think this is a bit weird sentence. Looks like that Miriam Frega, the one that stole it. I think it should be the rapier was reported by Miriam Frega, stolen weeks before the murder. Yeah, I think that should be how the sentence is. And during the investigation, it was finally found in the defendant's locker. Oh wait, he was clearly trying to use one of her possessions in a paltry attempt to frame her. Why he even stole her locker nameplate and placed it over his? Damn it, that's not what happened, but honestly it sounds more plausible than what really took place. We basically back to square one, aren't we? Anyone could have told that construct to do all those things. Hold on, let me see what Arya actually said. Yeah, in defendant locker, he even stole locker nameplate and placed it over his. Wait, anyone, is that really true? The construct transported the professor's body and someone used an illusion to make it look like her. They even used a pre-recorded voice. Actually, the only one can do that is the headmaster. Is it here? Yeah, okay. No, it's only the voice line. Oh, what was who ordered the construct to hide the body? Did we have? Yeah, I think we don't have it. Or maybe we have. Let's try using this Arcane construct. The constructs are available, but all that we would have every function available to them. Oh, what? Okay, I think I misunderstand something. Not all functions are enabled. Oh, I think I just need to present the red one. Yeah. What were her exact words? I think she yelled at me to be quiet. She yelled at me to be quiet, but until then we had always been nothing but courteous with each other. I don't know what got into her that day, but something put her in a full mood. Okay, so this is a bit weird. This is a nice scary face. Yeah, maybe I will take a screenshot of this. No, it can't be him. Yeah, it's the headmaster. We already established this way a long time ago, right? When we first, starting the case. I mean, we did change the culprit several times, the suspect several times, but yeah, it's still the headmaster, the most suspicious. Yes, but not everyone can change what the construct is able to say. Only one individual has the credential for that. Theodore Redmond, headmaster of the Imperial Academy. Wait, you're not serious, are you? You think the headmaster did all this? I don't want to believe it, but he's the only person who could have done it. That's completely ridiculous. Headmaster would never do something like this. Miss Tilden, there is one common element between all the witness encounter with Bellwether. It's what Bellwether said to them. She yelled both of them, be quiet. William Frega was particularly surprised. She had a good relationship with the professor, but when greeted by the professor, Bellwether just shouted at her, almost as if the professor was responding indiscriminately. Recall her encounter with Jan Hughes. The professor knocked over a vase and shouted at him to be quiet immediately after, even though he hadn't said anything. She was responding to the sound of vase breaking. Now let me ask you this, Tyrion. Where did Bellwether come from before she encountered Miss Frega and Mr. Jan at her meeting with the headmaster? Okay. So yeah, headmaster put Bellwether inside the construct and tell the construct to stab themselves maybe, and then return to the classroom and dismantle themselves to put Bellwether there and yeah, adjust themselves and shut down or something. It appears that the defense really meant to indict Theodore Redmond. Actually, we don't need to indict him, we just need to call him into the stand. If so, we have no choice but to take a brief recess until he can be brought here. There is no need. Fortunately for you, I'm already in the gallery. The headmaster stood up from the gallery seat behind you and slowly walked onto the witness stand. Has he been here entire time? Now please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Cuthbert, but do you think I am the one who committed this crime, Mr. Cuthbert? I'm sorry, Redmond, but no matter how I look at it, everything I found points to you. No, there is no need to apologize. In fact, I should commend you on the length that you're going to defend dear Wallace. The court appreciates your understanding, Mr. Redmond. He is angry. Now then, to clear the air, I suppose I should give my testimony on what happened that day. That day I had a meeting scheduled with the professor at noon. She showed up at the expected time, and we discussed various administrative matters. Our meeting went on for an hour, after which she left to prepare for her next class. Despite our many disagreements, we still knew how to be civil with one another. After all, I had no reason to bear a personal grudge against her. I just can't see it. He seemed like such a nice person. Is he really the person we are looking for? He has to be. No one else could have orchestrated this entire plot. You just need to find out how and why. Maybe there is someone else that could, but no. We discussed various administrative matters. I think I want to press on this one. So she showed up exactly at 12 p.m. more or less. Catherine Bellwether was many things, but she was never tardy. There aren't any witnesses who saw her before the meeting, so you don't have a way to disprove what he's saying. It would be best to look elsewhere in his testimony. Okay. Let's press this one. After hearing so much about her, I find that little hard to believe. I can see why you say that, but despite everything, I was still her superior. She always remained professional when speaking with me. Is that really true though? Yeah, is that, after all, I had no reason to bear personal grudge again. Maybe we can present something here. Not this one. Not this one. The plan, yeah, where's the plan? House Frega was planning to fire Headmaster. Can we just use this?
Objection!
Ah, yeah, we can. Redmond, did you really hold no animosity toward Professor Bellwether? Of course not. Excuse me. I did have strong opinions about her methods of teaching, but I always remained professional. We both did. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. In fact, I think you might have had a very good reason to murder the professor, considering that she was going to take your job. What? So you knew about it? Okay, there is one thing here. He could actually pretend that he knew nothing and just heard about that thing just right now. Yeah. That could get her out of this situation. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't follow just how the professor going to take the headmaster's job. According to Miriam Frega, Catherine Bellwether was currying favor with noble families. In fact, there was a plan to oust Mr. Redmond and appoint Bellwether as the new headmaster of the academy. What? But in any case, I doubt that the headmaster had any idea of this until he had what I said. I'd like to remind the court of the witness reaction just now. He said so you knew about that. His reaction was one of surprise, but he wasn't surprised by this information. He's surprised that I knew this information. That is, please dear Arya, I may be frail old man, but I am perfectly capable of defending myself. You have an explanation, Mr. Redmond, then by all means I'd love to hear it. Gladly. It is true that I knew about Freda's plot beforehand, but I only had just learned about it. On the day of the murder, Professor told me about her plans. She was going to replace me as headmaster and replace the staff with her Arcane consort. Isn't he just confessing here? Now you might say this would have given me the perfect motive, yeah. However, this post-murder weapon was stolen by Miss Frega. This happened weeks— oh yeah, that's right too. Okay. I had no knowledge of their plans before she told me, and therefore I wouldn't have known to steal Miss Frega's weapon in an attempt to frame her. Okay. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Cuthbert? There is no way that the headmaster could have come up with this plan. If he really did do this, that means he stole the rapier too, right? Most likely. His alibi makes sense. He couldn't have planned the whole thing unless he knew about Bellwether's plan. It would mean he knew about this weeks ago, but how did he even find out? Best way to tell a convincing lie is to leave a lot of truths and only change one detail. Maybe Bellwether did tell him, but she actually told him weeks ago. The question is, how do you prove that? Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, let's press here. We don't need to do something here. I had no knowledge of their plan. I wouldn't have known. Yeah. How do we contradict this? She wanted to taunt me with that information. Huh. Oh yeah, there is a way for him to know. Yeah, this one. There was a way to know this from the someone else account. Where is it? Where can I find that? Compendium? No. This one? No. How about this one? Nope. How about profiles? I think Jan.
Objection!
Okay, not Jan. Let me save here. I mean the board, not the board, but the staff know about it, right? This one, this one. Testimony, they are also this person according to Jen. Yeah. Bellwether revealed this plan a few weeks ago.
Objection!
Oh, I think I put it on the wrong place. Let's present it. Okay, this one is correct. Redmond, you keep saying that you didn't know about Bellwether's plot before yesterday. Do you still plan on standing behind that claim? Of course I am, because it is the truth. I'm sorry, Redmond, but you should really close your drawers during your meetings. What? Did someone see? It is true that Bellwether revealed her plan to you during one of your meetings. In fact, Jan Hughes happened to overhear the same meeting, but he only overheard the part where the staff would be replaced. And that's the strangest part, Redmond. According to Mr. Hughes, this meeting occurred weeks ago. You can accuse the headmaster of perjury based on a rumor. Everything you've said is based on second-hand information. Mr. Hughes distinctly overheard that the staff would be replaced with Arcane construct. It is too specific and too accurate to assume that he misheard a different conversation. That still doesn't prove that he knew about her treachery before. Professor Bellwether had no authority over the cleaning staff employment. It would make sense for her just to reveal her plan for the Arcane construct. That would only make sense with the context that Bellwether would be taking his job. So tell me one thing, Redmond. Why did you find the need to lie about this? Because you saw a need to protect yourself from my accusation? Redmond, I asked you a question. Did you murder Catherine Bellwether? Oh, he becomes dumb. For the fine man's thesis, I'm not dumb, not yet. Headmaster? So, you truly plan on pushing this, aren't you? Well, your thesis sounded promising, Mr. Cuthbert, but I believe your argument could use a little work. Okay, it's a final battle. Before we end this stream, I guess. You think I killed Catherine Bellwether? Me, I'm an elderly man in his late 80s. I was alone and had nothing to overpower Bellwether with. I can barely walk, much less wield a rapier. Construct. But you and Bellwether weren't the only people in that room, right? You needed the arcade construct to carry Bellwether's body. That means the construct would have already been in your office, and with your privilege, you could have easily programmed the construct to stop Bellwether for you. Even so, think about what would have transpired afterward. Recall Miss Tilwyn's timeline of Bellwether witness. With your theory, the construct would have spent more than an hour in the library. Having it there would have risked my so-called ruse from being discovered. Luckily, Lady Freda can tell night from day. I wouldn't have the construct linger around the library. Okay, let me check my notes, whether I should use logic, intuition, or empathy in this. Okay, so I should use logic if it contradicts the notes. I should use intuition if it contradicts with the thoughts. And I should use empathy if it contradicts with the emotion. Now let's see. The thoughts is Lady Freda kept telling from the night to the day. I wouldn't have the construct linger around the library. Okay, so there is no contradiction with the thoughts. I mean, it's still a line or something. And how about the empathy? He is mad and scared, I guess. So I think it's logic, but I'm not sure which piece of evidence. Okay. So what is it? The angry is still connect, so the emotion is still correct. I think it's the thoughts. It should be the intuition. The timing deduced from Miss Freda's testimony is predicated on one thing. She saw Miss Bellwether exit your office after your meeting. However, if assume that you are lying about when this meeting ended, your entire argument falls apart. Miss Freda would have encountered Bellwether after her death. Ah, that's true. Miss Freda wouldn't have made a mistake like that. Yeah, that's true. She thought it was morning. And what about the wrapper that was placed? If I really was the murderer, that would mean I planted the weapon in young Wallace's lockers. Several of the students had lockers there that I had access to. I wouldn't have placed incriminating evidence in that locker. He would be the last person I choose. I think it's the one where the locker switch, right? Where is it? testimony? No. How do we know that it was switched? We don't know. We don't have a way to prove that. Maybe I will just send this. Yeah, inactive Arcane construct. Okay. I don't know what I should put here. Yeah, the nameplate, but what should I present about the nameplate? For several years, okay, medium, no, this one, knockover, Jan didn't say anything. 4 pillars. Okay, this one. You wouldn't try to frame Wallace, but you would try to frame Miriam Freda. It would have been the perfect act of revenge, wouldn't it? You murder your treacherous co-worker and frame the daughter of the family that helped her. But something went wrong, didn't it, Redmond? The labels on Wallace's locker and Miriam's locker were switched. Anyone who saw that would have easily mixed them up. I am the headmaster of the Imperial Academy. I have the records of all the students' locker and where they are located. There's no reason I would make a mistake like that. Well, you could. I mean, it's not you who that have. It's the construct. Yeah. I still will say something. What It's good, but your theory may be plausible, but there's no evidence to support it. That's right, you don't have any proof, do you? There's no evidence of my order, there is no one. It should be locked, right? Now, why is that not the evidence? This is this one? Yeah, I don't know how to prove that. I mean, it should be this one, right? With the lock. The thing is, we don't have the lock. I mean, it should be the lock. I cannot use that. Should I just present this logic limitation? Yeah, it's the lock. But where is the lock? It should be this one. Okay, I didn't find the lock, so how should I approach this? I cannot save here. It should be this one. Should I just give the construct maybe this, yeah. Your Arcane construct is still in the locker room where it planted the rapier. All you have to do is take a look inside and you'll see the blood inside. Is that so, Mr. Cuthbert? What? Why does he still look so confident? No, Mr. Cuthbert, I already checked inside that construct during my investigation. The interior was completely clean. What? The contract's primary function is to assist and clean the Tyrion. They have function that allows them to clean themselves inside and out. Well, we can still look at its command history, right? Think about it, Mr. Cuthbert. Do you honestly think that the murderer would leave behind evidence like that? I'm sure that whoever orchestrated this plot, they ordered the construct to wipe its log when it was finished. Yeah, I think that's right. Your case against me is theoretical at best, but I suppose I can still give you marks for trying. You thought of everything. You're running out of option, but you still have one to left. I will save here, I guess. The second slot. Sorry, let me check this. It's unbecoming to glare like that, young Tyrion. He's doing it again. Bring yourself back to that moment with Garrick Pierce. Think about what's at stake for Wallace, just like you did with Celeste. His life and his future are in your hands.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empower die, okay. Project. One thing he forgot, I don't know, this one? Yes. Did everything I could to cast doubt on Freda's breath. I can't believe Valerie pressed a trace necromancy on the body. To make matters worse, the construct placed evidence in the wrong locker. It did send the construct. Must be fabricated. It all was to make okay. But it doesn't give us anything. Let's use Wallace. I mean, the person. Yeah, the person. The Wallace. Where is? Okay, the Wallace is not. Let's give this one. Can't believe I put myself into this bad ballad. Why do I feel remorse to her? Okay, nothing. How about this one? What is this one actually? I wondered if I left any other piece of evidence behind. I was far too reckless, but I needed some way to keep the lecture hall empty. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now, but we cannot use that. Okay, so this one is actually used, but and indirectly that's a nice little detail there. I like it. Unfortunately, we never managed to use it on the trial. There's no way I leave any evidence behind. Okay. I can't believe this boy able to deduce what happened. How about we give this 4 pillar? The blood is on the hands of Regas and the steel. What? Why does Selwyn have things to do in this case? Why was the construct in the locker room now? It shouldn't have been there if it had followed my order. No matter, it wiped its lock. I have nothing on. So he did order it to wipe its lock. In order to cover all its strength, probably would have done this last. So there is a problem with the construct, that's why it stopped. So I can give this one. Land the body in lecture hall 2B. Land the evidence in a Frega's locker. Was supposed to hit to the storage room afterward. What happened? What happened is the lockdown, I guess. Where is it? This one? Construct. How did the lockdown affect the construct action? Redmond's series of command was interrupted by the lockdown. Wait a minute. Yeah. Miss Dillon, I have nothing more to ask this witness. What? You're not giving up, are you? Do you even have to ask? Yeah, I thought so. But how are you going to prove he did it if he's not testifying? Don't worry, the next witness testimony will be all I did. Okay, this is a... what do you call it? They tried to not copy but to replicate the effect similar to the first S attorney, where in the first S attorney Phoenix Wright calls a parrot to the stand, but now they call a construct to the stand. It's a nice touch, but it's not as crazy as what Phoenix Wright does. I mean, we can see how it will be done here. But on the Phoenix side, it's really unpredictable. Yeah, I forgot if I don't think I managed to predict that. Sorry, that was a spoiler for the first S attorney, but I think you all know that already. That look on your face is one of defeat. Just what are you planning? Ha! It's nothing but desperate bravado. Now is your excuse. You have let your quarry get away, Mr. Cuthbert. I hope you know what you're doing. I do, Miss Stillwind. First, I like for the Inquisition to bring the Arcane construct in the Academy's locker room. We've already established that the murderer could have wiped his history. Please, just humor me for a second, Miss Stillwind. Very well, Bailiff, please relay Mr. Cuthbert's request to the Commander Wife. Haha, there it is. Well, here's your construct. I hope you know what you're doing, Mr. Cuthbert. Construct, what are your orders? Please decide your command history. Reporting. Command 1, standby in Headmaster Office. Command 2, await vocal signal attack from Theodore Redmond. You hear Redmond stand up from the gallery. Seeing this, Prosecutor watches him carefully clutch in the handle of Arcane. Command 3, treat Catherine Bellwether as hostile entity and neutralize. Construct, wipe your... Hodl. Okay. Before he can finish his sentence, the Prosecutor points her cane at the Headmaster. Magical energy shoots from it and collides directly with him. The magic wraps around his body and stops him from moving. He's clearly trying to struggle against it, but it looks like he can't even move his mouth. Miss Stillwind, excuse the interruption. Please continue. Command 4, await vocal signal leave from Theodore Redmond. Command 5, move to classroom 2B. Reply to any inquiries with voice line 3. Command 6, remove Catherine Bellwether from interior frame and place on floor. Thank you, Construct. You can stop now. I think we all know the rest. But just to be clear, who gave you this series of commands? Commands were provided by Headmaster Theodore Redmond. How? I ordered the Construct to wipe its command history. Mr. Redmond. Construct don't follow the same logic that humans do. They're prone to error when their commands are impossible to execute. It's not error, it's a failsafe or something. Impossible? In what way were my commands impossible? You were the one that made it impossible. You activate the lockdown system. The lockdown? The body was found earlier than you'd like. You had no choice but to immediately activate the lockdown system when it was reported. Why? Why did he have to activate the lockdown system? However, the construct was still in the locker room when you did this, so that's why it was there. The construct finished its task in the locker room, but then it tried to follow your next command. It was prevented from doing so. The execution of that command was impossible, so the series of commands was stopped before it wiped its history. Theodore Redmond, you ordered your construct to murder Catherine Bellwether, then you had it place the murder weapon in a locker to friend Miriam Frega. And we have your construct testimony to prove it. And that's checkmate. Yeah, it's quite nice to see something like this. I can't believe it. How could you do something like this, Headmaster? She was going to take everything from me. Position, my academy, my students, everything would be gone. It would be stolen by her and the Fregas. Why didn't you say anything to me? I could have. Don't you dare to stand there and act ignorant, Lady Stillwind. Do you think the Fregas act alone? Your father was part of this plot too. What? I have nothing to say to you. I thought you were different. I listened to your lies. but societal reform. In the end, you were just like the rest of the aristocracy. By the scaled Lord, what have I done? I was even willing to sacrifice poor Wallace. I can't believe why did I listen to this? It appears we have a full confession. The court sees no reason to prolong this any further. Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Mr. Cuthbert, you really did it. It feels amazing, right? Like a big weight being lifted from your shoulders. It does, but I can't believe the headmaster was the one who did this. Right, despite everything Redmond did, he was the one that allowed Wallace to pursue his dreams. I'm sorry, I'm sure this is bittersweet for you. What am I going to do now? Headmaster Redmond was the only reason I could even attend the academy. With him gone... Come on, don't think like that. You got acquitted, I'm sure it'll work out. You want to agree, but necromancy is basically taboo. Without Redmond's support, there aren't many places he could rely on it legitimately. And then there is the Imperial Academy. Hey, don't you get all set on me too? Sorry, I was just thinking. With Redmond gone, the Fregas will probably just appoint another psychopath. Psychopath? Is this a real word? Let me look at it. This is the first time I heard psychopath. Oh, it appears that this was a real word. It means a person who acts obsequiously towards someone important in order to gain advantage. Ah, okay, I know this word. I mean, I know the equivalent of this word in my language, in my country language, in Indonesia. Yeah, it's a penjilat. It's psychopath. Okay. Okay, sorry. Valentina, Valerie, and Jan. They are all going to lose their job. Come on, you found the truth and you put murder behind bars to save Wallace. She's right. As you start to exit the courtroom, you are greeted by Miss Timora. Was she in the gallery this entire time? At the end of the day, you saved Wallace from wrongful conviction. You should be proud of yourself for that. I suppose you're right. Maybe I am just overthinking things. But the doubt still lingers in your mind. Come on now, I'm taking Wallace to that restaurant we went last time. Do you remember how much that place cost? Don't worry, I have plenty of gold. Am I the only one in this team not making any gold? Why don't you meet us there, Celestine? I need to talk with Tyrion for a moment. Alright, let's go, Wallace. Okay. You activated the Empowered Eye again, didn't you? She doesn't appear to be praising me. I didn't really have a chance. The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. But that's twice now that you have used the Empowered Eye to get out of a tough spot. You can't keep relying on it if you want to grow as an attorney. One day, you will find a witness that Empowered Eye won't work on. It's worked for me this far though. But I suppose you are right. I'll try to rely on it less next time. That marked the end of another case in my career as a defense attorney. Another life saved and another murder brought to justice. But I still couldn't shake this feeling of uneasiness. But was it guilt for what would happen to the faculty staff, or was it something else? Episode 10. Man, Stillwind has been talking with the perps for hours. What is there even to ask at this point? Turns out, she doesn't trust his testimony. Something about his memory not matching up with the crime scene. You don't think he has mage blind, does he? No, it does not then. He found that damn symbol etched to his desk. Or what did she call it? The purple mark? Oh, for the love of... not this again. Look, if the little lady wants to chase the boogeyman, just let her. At least this time, she's doing it personally, instead of dragging us into it. Castle. Oh, hey. What's up with it? Who did this to your desk? What has gotten into you? I already admitted to everything. What more could you possibly want from me? Where did this gravity come from? What is this symbol? What is the purple mark? I don't know, student must have done it at some point. Think very hard, headmaster. When did you receive this purple symbol? Focus on the moment you received this. Wait a minute, I remember it now, but how? Oh, Lady Stillwind, Arya, what happened? Are you okay? That was close. My elation over meeting him almost made me forget. Aris, what are you doing here? Why? Wait, I remember now. It was you put those ideas into my mind. You are the one who told me to murder Bellwether. Yeah, this one. Scary Aris. Not Scary Aris, but Mad Aris or something, I don't know. I didn't make you do anything. Everything you did that day, all the planning, all the preparation, it came from your own mind. All I have to say, I was quite entertained with the scene you came up with. Why you even broke into Miriam's room? I didn't know you had it in you, old man. You made me forget about our conversation, but how? Illusion can affect the mind. Magic can't affect the mind. It's a shame though. I would have much rather turn Wallace into the antagonist of this chapter. Could you imagine if he turned? It would have been spectacular. Armies of the undead running rampant in the streets. But alas, even I couldn't corrupt his pure soul. Answer me. Who are you? What are you? Who am I? I am the Lord of the Sixth Circle. Oh, okay, looks like Redmond is now sleeping with the fishes. Okay, that's it for the second case, and we have 3 more cases to clear. But I think we have to wait for next week before we can start the third case. Okay, so yeah, I didn't plan to stream on Saturday and Sunday at this time because I would have to attend, my team had to participate in the final of W League Mahjong tournament. So yeah, if you know about the W League Mahjong tournament, feel free to watch my team. Playing there. I will play on the Sunday, but I would still like to cheer them up during Saturday. So yeah, that's the match happened. The final happens on the same time as I stream. So yeah, that's why I won't stream during that time. But I will stream on Sunday morning, I guess. I will stream Star Rail. I mean, there is an update for there is an update. There is a new banner and some new companion quests. So yeah, I will try to finish that during the Sunday, but not at the night. At the day, I will do that. So yeah. Okay, everyone. I think that's it for tonight's stream. Thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the stream and see you in the next stream. See you next week. Goodbye.